Hello. Alright, back to saving MAYURIII. Hello, mellow fellow. Hello, mellow fellow. I lie back on the sofa with my phone in my hand. So this is we got back at 1 p.m. I think, and we are going to tell Makise Kurisu about what happened, and hopefully she'll help us. Needles in my brain, a whining in my ears, catastrophic event. These sensations never get any easier to endure. I look at the clock. It's about 1:45. There's a high school baseball game on TV. In about 15 minutes, Kurisu will finish the time leap machine. All it needs are some final adjustments, so there's nothing for me to do but wait. As the pain in my brain subsides, I realize that my head is throbbing. Why? Oh, I remember. Right before this, I had an argument with Mr. Braun in which he introduced his fist to my skull. GG. MAYURIII is at her sewing machine, working on her costume. Oh yeah, by the way, let me know if the sound is having problems again. Taru is at his computer, collecting moe artwork from the internet. Wait, so Kurisu knows, right? She doesn't now. She doesn't now because I need to tell her. But because I went back into time, right? In this time she hasn't known yet, so I have to tell her. I mean Kurisu knows. Yeah, she haven't known yet. I'm going to tell her. Because I went back in time, right? Yeah. Kurisu is in the development room, upgrading the time leap machine. I sit motionless as the minutes tick by. Suddenly the sound of the sewing machine stops. Ocarina, can you come here? MAYURIII shows me her costume. Can you hold this for me? Spread it out like wow. MAYURIII, say for up again. Wow. I got a fob. Stop it, pervert. I follow MAYURIII's directions and spread the costume out by the sleeves. Okay, thanks. MAYURIII looks a little tired. She was working on this costume all night. But then she smiles, brighter than the sun. Oh, done. I said something here, didn't I? What was it? I can't remember. I finished before Christian. We were racing. You win, MAYURIII. Congratulations. But I'm finished too. Kurisu finishes connecting the two cords she's holding. Complete. Alright, that's my cue. We are not experimenting. Eh? Crap, was that too soon? I just finished and you are already shutting it down? What have I been doing these past 3 days? Time leap presents a host of problems. I want to consider them all carefully. Huh? Huh? That's an unusually respectable opinion coming from you. Problems? I thought it was done. I'll explain later. Everyone's tired, so let's go home. We are not going to have a party to celebrate? We'll do that another day. Cool. I managed to convince Daru and MAYURIII to leave. I lent MAYURIII my phone charger, since we use the same brand of phone. That doesn't sound good. Kuritsu tries to go home too, but I quietly keep her back. What? Are you upset? Yeah. Probably because I shot her down right after she finished the time leap machine. She'll feel relieved later, but only after she has time to fully consider its implications. I came from 5 hours in the future. Kuritsu spears me with a piercing glare. Is that supposed to be funny? Her narrowed eyes make me believe that looks can kill. Don't glare like that. This isn't right. You're supposed to believe me. What made you think I believe something like that? You told me so. 5 hours from now, okay? Don't be ridiculous. I will never make such a baseless projection. I like to have a word with future Kuritsu. If this is how you're going to be, then you leave me no choice but to quote you word for word. When I told you about my time leap, you said, I took as proof that my theories were right, but I didn't doubt it was true for a second. Don't forget, it was my math skills that turned the phone wave into a time leap machine. I don't talk like that. What you want most right now is your own fork. What? Kuritsu's face suddenly turns red. What does my fault mean, I wonder? You already have my spoon, apparently. She said that? I'm gonna kill myself 5 hours from now. Cool. She appears genuinely shocked, but for some reason, I'm pretty sure she believes me now. It's okay now, LL. I decay how come last stream was really bad. Software problem maybe? Because I didn't really do anything. Shit happens. It feels like someone peeked into my heart. And that someone is Okabe of all people. What does she think I'm going to do? But I think I believe you. Tell me the details. I explain everything to Kuritsu again. I'm able to organize my thoughts better since this is my second time. I see. If what you say is true, then we have a serious problem. There are 5 hours until MAYURIII's death. We need to come up with a plan before then. Future me said that the chronology protection conjecture holds, but I don't think that's quite right. That conjecture says that according to quantum theory, time travel is impossible due to the danger of disrupting causality. But when you time leap, there's no chance of a time paradox occurring. Two of me don't exist at the same time, and I can't bring anything with me to the past. All that changes are the memories stored in my temporal lobe. So at the very least, time leaping can't cause a grandfather paradox. Oh yeah, just now Okabe gave the phone charger to MAYURIIII, right? Remember what Koritsu said last time? If the charger, if I'm not on my phone, then there will be a lot of danger. If my phone is not working, then there will be a lot of danger, because my mind has nowhere to go. I hope that's not a foreshadowing. So I was right. The universe itself is censoring me, correcting any changes I try to make. If that's true, then time leaping can't save MAYURIIII. Nothing you do will change the result. I can't accept that. Neither can I. The world is trying to kill MAYURIII. As a scientist, I refuse to believe such nonsense. What about the many worlds interpretation? I just need to observe the world where MAYURIII doesn't die. The many worlds interpretation. That might have something to do with how MAYURIII's means of death keeps changing. But it's supposed to be impossible for parallel worlds to observe each other. Why are you different? Because of my Esper power, leading Steiner. There's no time for your Chunibyo nonsense. There's no other explanation. Gigi Okabe shouldn't give the charger. I hope that doesn't cause anything. You've mentioned that reading Steiner thing before. Were you actually serious? Oh, of course, man. Whoa, I make up something like that. Jesus Christ, you thought I was joking all the time? I mean, I joke sometimes, but this is not joke. Our Demio experiments proved that I can somehow perceive changes in a timeline when they occur. It is an ability only I seem to possess. I don't know, but I don't want to rely on something that may not even exist. Anyway, you can't control which possibilities you observe. Even if the many worlds interpretation holds true, it is unreasonable to expect that you will ever find a world where MAYURIII doesn't die. Wait, we're not getting anywhere. Instead of analyzing what I've done, let's think about what we can do. Time leaping won't change the result. I just said that. Then what do we do? Calm down. How can I calm down? Do you know how many times I've seen MAYURIII die? Covered in blood, gasping for breath, the light fading from her eyes, again and again and again. And all I could do was watch. I hear my teeth grinding in my skull, recalling that despair. That feeling of utter powerlessness makes me want to lash out at everything within reach. Oh, MAYURIII is just destined to die. I hope not. Getting emotional won't solve anything. You're only calm because you weren't there. True. I don't know what happens 5 hours from now. To be honest, it doesn't feel real at all. But it's not like I don't believe you. You have to stay strong, Okabe. Koitsu pats my arm. Her hand is warm and her touch is gentle. How American of her. Sorry. She's right, getting emotional won't solve anything. I need to calm down. Calm down. What I don't understand is how the cause can change, but the effect can stay the same. It's like casualty itself is broken. Maybe Kuru Morika shooting her isn't the real cause of her death. Maybe it is something larger and less obvious. For example, she dies because we invented a time machine, or because CERN discovered our hacking. WTF, really, American? Poor guy though. Yeah, boy. If that's the cause, then it doesn't really matter how she dies. Causality remains intact. Can that theory explain why Naya pushed her in front of the train? Oh, right. Anyway, the principle of causality is absolute. Deny that, you deny, and you deny all of physics. There must be a distinct cause for Mayuri's death. Is it? Let me guess here. Is it something to do with the fact that we invented a time machine, so that causes the future me to kind of leak something back to the past, so that I can create time machine in the past, you know, so it's a loop, right? And then in that loop, and because it's a loop, right, so if Mayuri didn't die, then I probably wouldn't have become the guy that invent the time machine in the future, and so like the loop never couldn't happen, and you know, that's why whatever it does, the timeline is trying to correct itself by killing Mayuri. That's a guess, but let's see what happens. So if we figure out what it is, then maybe we can save her. Not necessary. What do you mean? The problem is when the causal event occurred. If it happened too far in the past, then there's nothing we can do. But I can travel to any time I had a cell phone, can't I? I mean, someone has to take her place. Take Daru, please. I don't know, maybe. But I'm sure Daru is a vital part of inventing the time machine, so I don't think it's possible. But I can travel to any time I have a cell phone, can I? No, it's still theoretical, but I believe that one leaf with our machine has a maximum range of 48 hours. 48 hours? I can only go back 2 days? Why didn't you tell me that before? Before what? I just finished the time leap machine, remember? Ah, that's true. Future you didn't say anything about it either. So that's what you mean. Maybe she just didn't have the chance. So how come I can only leave for 48 hours? I don't know. Even I don't understand everything that is going on inside that thing. But you can do consecutive leaps. That is, as long as the time leap machine exists. For example, if the time leap machine remains functional for 10 straight years, you could leap back to this moment 10 years from now. Of course, it would take a total of 1,825 leaps, so I don't recommend it. Still, it's theoretically possible. Then what's the problem? Weren't you listening? I said as long as the time leap machine exists. When was that machine completed? Exactly, an hour ago. August 13, 2010, 2 p.m. or thereabouts. It didn't exist before then. But I did travel back to just now, right? It is impossible to use the machine before 2 p.m. today. It is impossible to use the machine before 2. Wait, we just did, right? So what you are saying is counting 48 hours back. Oh, I can't go back farther than 2 p.m. on the 11th? Kurisu nods, her expression grave. Really? How come though? Most likely. Doesn't make sense though. I don't get it. I don't think so, Kurisu. Can you improve it? Eventually, maybe, but certainly not now. She means you can't use it unless she finished making it. Now I get it. I get what she means, but why 48 hours? Like, you don't know that? Like, yeah, you don't know that. There's no way why it couldn't travel back more than 48 hours. I mean, there's the talk of messing up the psyche and all that, but there's only that. Other than that, there's no reason why it couldn't happen, right? Yeah. She couldn't explain that. Like, the 48 hours sounds sus. I mean, like, it makes no sense. I need a real laboratory with real equipment. It would be expensive, which means we need sponsors. And if we go looking, I'm pretty sure CERN would crush us. I'd say that's proven by the fact that neither you or I have left there from the far future yet. So basically, we can't do anything. Even with the time limit machine, we can't stop CERN from killing MAYURIIII 5 hours from now. At that moment, I hear a sound from outside the window. What? Is it Moika? Did she overhear us? I dashed to the window and looked down at the street. It's Suzuha. Satsuha. Okay, finally, yes! Yes! Nice, she heard it. I told you, Kurisu is the right choice, but Suzuha is the best person to talk to, man. This is the way. Her bicycle has fallen over, and she is scurrying to pick it up. Our eyes meet. Huh? Why does she look so pale? Her lips move slightly. It looks like she is whispering something, but I can't make it out from here. Hey! I call out to Satsuha, but she leaps on her bike and zips away. Huh? She's acting strange. I smell a conspiracy. Moika was a spy. Could Suzuha be the same? No, she's not. She saved you, man. It's too dangerous to trust anyone. Suzuha has exhibited suspicious behavior, though not as much as Moika has. She's openly hostile towards Kurisu, and she was able to take down his squad single-handedly. I wonder if this missing father of hers really exists. Could he be the John title who has been posting on the internet? What is the meaning of the name Barrow title? Instinct tells me that she knows something. It's quite obvious, man. How can you not see that? Oh my god, man. I dash out of the lab. Hey, where are you going? You can't chase the bicycle. I know I don't have much chance of catching her on foot, but I have to try. There's something going on here. This is a completely new sequence of events. According to my memories of the future, Suzuha is supposed to remain at the Brown-Tube workshop until 6:30 this evening. But when she overheard me talking to Kurisu, she suddenly took off like a bat out of hell. Triggered. This has to mean something. Keep going, man. Suzuha is already out of sight, but when she left, she was headed for Chodori. I wonder if her phone is on. Maybe I should just try calling her. Come to think of it, this reminds me of something. On the day she failed to meet her father, she disappeared without a word, just an email saying bye. I searched the town, but I couldn't find her, so I sent an email that changed the past in order to make her stay. Did you forget you read the email, man? The satellite disappeared! You fucking dumb shit. It's so obvious, man. I'm pretty sure I lost her near the station back then. What happened on that timeline? Where did Suzuha go after failing to find her father? The email, man. Satellite. I searched up and down Chodori, but find no trace of Sasuha or her bike. I have to be careful. There could already be rounders here in Akiba. I combed the area around the station's main exit, but there's no sign of her anywhere. I lost sight of her here before, so I thought she might be close by. Maybe I should corner here on my next time leap. Press her for answers before she can escape. I better get back to that. I start walking away from the station, but just then, the people around me gasp and point. Everyone is looking up at the sky. Yes, you finally remember. No, not the sky. The satellite embedded in the roof of Radican. Why now? It's been there for 2 weeks. It's practically a landmark now. But everyone looks like they are seeing it for the first time. So I turn and look up too. What? The lights on the satellite are blinking. Is someone inside? Who? Sasuha. Suzuha. Or could it be Morika? No, it's Suzuha, man. It's so obvious. The satellite has remained silent through all my previous time leaps. What has changed? Obviously, the fact that Suzuha overheard my conversation with Kuritsu. Previously, I lost sight of her at the station. In other words, right next to Radican. Suzuha must be up there. Everyone is staring at the satellite. This is my chance to sneak in without being noticed. The shutters are half open, just as they were when I confronted Moeka. OMG, is this the first scene we watched LMAO? First scene? What do you mean? I summon my courage and crawl through the crack. When I get inside, the first thing I see is Suzuha's bike lying on the floor. So it is her! What is she trying to do? What is that satellite? How is it related to John Titor? Is it even a satellite? Nobody knows for sure. I checked online, no satellites fell off the orbit that day. When they do, whether by accident or design, they usually burn up in the atmosphere. It is impossible for one to land in such perfect condition. So what is it then? A jolt suddenly runs through my body. Could it be a time machine? Finally, man. My god, it's so fucking obvious, man. How can you not tell? How can you not tell, man? There's only one way to know for sure. I need to get there before Satsuha does something. The elevator and escalator aren't operating, so I bound up the stairs 2 at a time. My lungs gasp and my legs burn, but I force my body to carry me to the top. There's the satellite, lodged in Radican's roof. I notice wires holding it in place. The police must have done that so it wouldn't fall. There's a hatch open on the side of the machine. I see someone moving inside. Suzuha! The person freezes when I shout. I run to the satellite. Okabe. Rintaro. Suzuha turns to meet me with a sad expression. Behind her I can see the interior of the satellite. It's surprisingly simple without the switches and buttons you'd expect. Instead, there's a black box the size of a desktop PC. There are the numbers on the screen. 2010 08 August 13th, and below that 1975 August 13th. Okay, she's trying to go back. Suzuha reaches out to press a button. Yeah. Sparks burst from the panel. She jerks back. Her fingertips burned. What are you doing? It's not working. You know how to use that thing? She doesn't reply. I see her shoulders sag. It's not working. Those sparks had to be from an electrical short. My eyes are burning from the smoke. Answer me. Amane Suzuha. I swallow hard, then ask the question. This is a time machine, isn't it? Are you a time traveler? With her head hung low, Suzuha nods. It's quite obvious, right? I told you, man. John Titor. Finally the problem solved. I told you from the beginning, man. There's still a big crowd outside, so we exit the building from the side facing away from the station. Oh, we all knew she was John Titor. I know, right? Suzuha has calmed down a bit, so I start pressing her for answers. What do you mean? What do you mean you're John Titor? Exactly what it sounds like. I'm the John Titor who has been posting on a channel. I thought he was a guy. Suzuha smiles humorously. I fooled you? Guess my camouflage worked then. I'm just wondering what's happening. Why did the timeline change? Just cause Suzuha hurt? We don't know that yet, because like the timeline result, right? Let's say result is Mayuri dying, right? So until we can confirm Mayuri doesn't die this night, then we can safely say the timeline changed. But if not, then we can't really say that, because I've been everywhere, right? Remember, I've called Moeka out. I've took Mayuri's hand and run away. Took taxi, whatever. All that those are changes too. But the result haven't changed, so we can't really say the timeline changed. It's just that some of the detail changed, you know. So until we can confirm Mayuri didn't die, I can't say the timeline changed. I mean, the character said it changed, but he's not seeing it through, man. Who are you hiding from? Sen. Those stories you posted, were they true? Mostly. A few exceptions. It's those exceptions that bothers me. So you came from 2036 and that satellite. That's your time machine. I was hoping you wouldn't find out, but my time machine went and broke on me. I really screwed up, huh? I thought Titor's time machine was loaded on a Chevy. Chevy? That's a car, right? Where did you hear that? Where did you hear that? The Titor in 2000 said so. 2000? That might be me on a different world line. At least I haven't been to 2000. I came straight here from 2036. So it was someone else? It's true that Titor never posted in 2000, not on the current world line. It doesn't matter, I can worry about that later. What do you know? I press Suzuha for answers, trapping her between me and the wall so she can't escape. Oh, a kabeton! You overheard my conversation with Kurisu, right? Why did you run to the time machine? What were you trying to do? I thought it was my fault. What? Because I neglected my mission, CERN was able to put their plan in motion. Is it true? Suzuha suddenly grabs my shoulders. Is it true that CERN kills Shina Mayuri? It's true. I time leaped from 5 hours from the future. Time leap? So you guys completed your time machine. I need answers. What do you mean it's your fault? Suzuha bites her lip and looks away. I'll tell you everything. I think you need to know. You and Makise Kurisu. Maybe you should have told us sooner, you know? It would have helped, you know? A lot, you know? Kurisu? Why Kurisu? I guess I'll find out if I let Suzuha talk. We should head back to the lab. But first, I offer Suzuha my handkerchief. She looks at me for a second, then takes it and ties it around her burned hand.
Thank you.
Thanks. Alright. Oh, this is the satisfying part, you know, all the questions posted in the story, right? Finally they're answering it. She should probably see a doctor about her hand, but there's no time for that. Mayuri's death is approaching. I just hope she's not in too much pain. I wrap a towel around her hand to keep people around us from staring. Oh, welcome back, Okarin. Oh, Suzu-san's here with you too. Why are you guys back? I sent you guys back home, right? What the fuck? When we get back to the lab, Mayuri and Daru are there for some fucking reason. I thought I sent them home. Mayuri gives me a ditzy answer when I ask them. I really thought we should celebrate the birth of Super Wave-chan. Really, Mayuri, really? It's fine, tell everyone, man, Suzuha. You need to tell everyone. So, Daru-kun and I went shopping. I should have known she wouldn't stay away. Koiso looks as worried as I am. She leans close and whispers into my ear. What do we do? Make absolutely sure Mayuri doesn't find out. Koiso nods slightly. What are you guys whispering about? How many times do I have to say it? No party. Come on, Okarin. That's no fun. It's not about fun. I glance at Suzuha. She still looks depressed. Suzu-san, are you feeling okay? Suzuha, Christina, and I have important matters to discuss. That's why I asked you to leave for the day. Mayushi wants to hear too. I think he's serious, Mayuri. But Suzu-san looks sad. Mayuri is worried. Sorry. Suzuha hangs her head and bites her lip. I know she feels responsible for Mayuri's death. But how is she related? That's what I'm here to find out. I want Shina Mayuri and Hashida Itaru to slay. This concerns them too. Oh, okay. Wait, I just realized Taru's name is Itaru. Hashida Itaru. Okay. Cool. I didn't know that. I thought his name is really Daru, you know. I'm like, such a weird name for a Japanese person, you know. I've never heard that name before. So it is a normal Japanese name. If Suzuha says so, then I have no objections. But I quietly pull her aside and remind her not to tell them about Mayuri's impending death. Then I quickly explain Suzuha's true identity, that she posted on that channel as John Titor, and the satellite is really a time machine, that she came from the year 2036. A girl from the future? That's awesome! Can I shake your hand? What the fuck? We are not playing around here, Daru. Wow, I thought you knew. Oh, I didn't. I mean, I know his name is Hashida, because that's what Goitsu calls him, right? But I thought like his first name is really Daru, so it's not. What year were you born? 2017. That's 7 years. That's in 7 years. You haven't born yet, but you are here. Huh? Eh? There's no time to deal with Mayuri's confusion. Alright, Suzuha, let's hear it. Wow, the gist is what I posted on that channel. I came from the future, the year 2036. In my time, the world is a dystopia ruled by CERN. There's no war, no conflict, but no freedom either. Dystopia? A society where every activity is controlled by the government. In a dystopia, you are not allowed to eat bananas unless today is banana eating day. If you break that rule, they'll throw you in a jail without a trial. Ooh, sounds like a country that's going to do that. That's terrible. Mayushi loves bananas. Forget about the bananas. I'm part of the resistance fighting to free humanity from CERN's control. I came to the past to change my present. From your point of view, I guess I should say the future. To change the future. That sounds like communism. Change the future. She doesn't sound like she's joking. What about finding your father? Was that a lie? Suzuha doesn't answer. Does that mean it was a lie? CERN is a research institution. They don't have political power. I explained that to John Titor several times online. Oh, it was you! Man, this is what a gathering. Online? Oh, wait. Don't tell me you are Kurigohan and Kamikameha. Dragon Ball reference too. Amazing, Kuritsu. Kuritsu turns red and looks away. Nice! That Titor came forward. So it is only fair that I do too. In that case, I'll come clean too. I was posting under my true name, Hoinkyo. I know. So fucking stupid. You're harmonized. Suzuha frowns. She must not like having anything in common with Kuritsu. She clears her throat and continues. CERN is still a research institution in 2036. The world is actually ruled by CERN's secret backers, the Committee of 300. The Committee of 300. They're real. That name was in CERN's top secret documents. When CERN successfully completed their time machine, they become the sole entity with power over the fourth dimension, time. In just 2 years, they remade the world to serve their purpose. Just 2 years, but that is only in objective time. I bet CERN's time travelers spent many decades leaping back and forth across history, building the foundation of CERN's rule. That brings us to you, Makise Kuritsu. Suzuha glares at Kuritsu. In 2036, you are apotheosized as the mother of time machine. Cool. Apotheosized? In Japanese, please. Apotheosized as in revered, respected. She keeps using unusual vocabulary, or maybe that's normal vocabulary in 2036. It's quite obvious, right? Oh my god. Keep telling you. Respected? Huh? I am? No wonder Suzuha hates her. I already know that, but what is her reason though? Is our time machine is going to lead to the real time machine, or is Kuritsu in that timeline are really a bad person? You know, something like that. Because like she didn't say she was alive. She just said she was pronounced as the creator. But you know, like it's not like she came out and then said, "Oh, I'm the creator. Please respect me." You know, that didn't happen, right? So we don't know if she's really a bad person or not. In 2010, you pioneered time leap technology. Oh fuck. Thought I was right. Afterwards, you contribute to the development of CERN's time machine. That's what I know about Makise Kuritsu. So our time machine actually leads to the real time machine. That's not good, man. That's not good, man. What happened to us? Is that why she treats Kuritsu like an enemy? Then I must be the father of the time machine, right? Okabe Rintaro is a terrorist in 2036. You are pretty infamous. Whoa. What? Oh, is it because Mayuri's death that caused me to resist CERN? So Suzuha being here is a time paradox, right? So if she's here, then Mayuri has to die because that's the only way that timeline will become true. Just guessing here. I'm a terrorist in the future. I helped CERN build their time machine. I don't believe it. CERN experiments on people against their will. They are a disgrace to the scientists everywhere. I will never collaborate with them. But that's how it is in the future. Maybe Makise do it to protect me, my character. How did the future me explain herself? We never met. By 2036, you are already dead. Sorry. Oh, GG. Well, that's just great. I don't even make it to 50. In my time, there are two kinds of people. Those who live extremely long lives, and those who die young, under suspicious circumstances. Oh. People who act against CERN are erased. They erased me? Suzuha looks into Kuritsu's eyes. For once, she is not glaring at Kuritsu. Maybe you were being used by CERN too. Maybe they took your parents hostage and forced you to work on their time machine. Go on. No. Does that mean Mama is in danger? Kuritsu's mother is in America. It's not terribly difficult to imagine CERN kidnapping her while Kuritsu is away. After all, I watched Moeka kill Mayuri in cold blood. Rounders. What's that? CERN's private army, or something like that. Suzuha nods. On paper, they are an independent technology research firm. In reality, they do all the dirty works for CERN all over the world. According to Moeka, they have two chief duties. First, to acquire IBM 500s, the only computers that can access CERN's secret database. Second, to find promising scientists in the field of time travel and force them to cooperate with CERN, or eliminate them if they will not. So, they already exist. I thought they might. In my time, they are our number one enemy. Dirty work? Does that mean like kidnappings and assassinations? Suzuha looks to me with a question in her eyes. I shake my head. In my time, yes, but I don't think they've reached that level yet, in this time yet. Taru is visibly relieved. Amane-san, you said that most of what you posted as John title was true, right? Right. Does that mean you know how the universe works? You claim that the Everett-Wheeler model, the many worlds interpretation, is correct. That was a lie. Camouflage so that CERN wouldn't target me. If I mix one lie into the truth, then the bad apple spoils the barrel. So you don't know? I do. By 2036, scientists have successfully modeled the structure of the universe, and it is not the many worlds interpretation. Oh. Really? Tell me. Attractor fields. Right. I told you by mail, didn't I? What sort of model is that? The universe is made up of wall lines and attractor fields. Suzuha walks over to Mayuri's sewing table and picks up a ball of red yarn. She holds one end of the yarn and drops the ball to the floor, then holds about a meter of yarn in front of her face. The universe is like this piece of yarn. Countless possible world lines exist side by side, branching out to infinity. From a distance, it looks like a single string, but when you look closer, the string is actually made out of individual threads woven together. At the end, those threads converge on a single point. The paths are different, but the destination is the same. Isn't that determinism? Close. This model is a little looser. You could say it cherry-picks from the many worlds interpretation and the Copenhagen interpretation, if the branches all lead to the same place. Does that mean there is only one world in the end? Exactly. The bundle of world lines that share a point of convergence is called an attractor field. There are also many attractor fields. This string is attractor field alpha. The threads are alpha world lines. Suzuha then cuts meter lengths of blue, yellow, and white yarn. Blue is beta, yellow is gamma, and white is delta. Each is made out of countless beta world lines, gamma world lines, or delta world lines. She tweets the different colored strings together, then stretches them out as one fat multicolored string. Attractor fields are superpositions like this. In each attractor field, the world lines converge on a different result. They don't interact. Each attractor field is independent of each other. Of course, they all diverge from a common point somewhere in the past, and they will converge again at some point in the future, but that takes many hundreds of years. They all diverge from a common point somewhere in the past, converge again at some point. Is Miley Steph an attractor field? You can think of the attractor fields as very long world lines. Can you compare it to an eroge? Teach me. Oh, erotic one. There's no erotic one here. No, he's right. It's like an eroge. Each heroine's route is an attractor field, and the small choices within are the individual world lines. But at the end, they all enter the true route for the grand ending. The only difference is the length of the common parts. By the way, I choose the little sister's attractor field. Whatever. You guys are hopeless. Better do something quick. I don't know what you guys are talking about. Just ignore them. Let me get this straight. The reason I can't say MAYURIIII is that her death is the event upon which this attractor field converges. But that means the world really is killing MAYURIIII. But then, isn't it impossible to change the future? It always converges in the end, right? No matter what you do, the result is the same. That's right. That's why MAYURIIII dies no matter how many times I leave. We have to escape attractor field alpha. Escape? In other words, we are going to jump to a world line in attractor field beta. He said not to mention it, then he mentions it. No, he was thinking about it. It wasn't a quote. It was just inner monologue. I thought attractor fields couldn't interact. Attractor fields are normally separate, but if we go the instant they diverge, is that now? I was taught that a major divergence occurs in 2010. This year, an earth-shattering event causes divergence at the attractor field level. The last time such a divergence occurred was in the year 2000, and before that, in 1991. What happened those years? Events that changed the face of the world. Huh? 1991 was the collapse of the Soviet Union, right? But what happened in 2000? 2001 had the 9/11 attacks. The year 2000 problem. Y2K? But that was just a hype. Nothing happened. That's because the alpha world line we are on represents a world where Y2K didn't occur. So in other words, there are worlds where it did occur. And that brings us to 2010. Did something big happen this year? What else could it be? Suzuha looks toward the development room. But the creation of humanity's first time machine. Oh yeah! Wow! One more question. Kurisu keeps plowing ahead. I guess that's what makes her a scientist. This world line aren't parallel worlds, are they? No. Ultimately, they are just possibilities that exist simultaneously. Then how do you observe the differences between world lines? Wouldn't you need a god's eye view to do that? Normally. However, Suzuha looked at me. Don't tell me. Reading Steiner? Is that what you call it? Okabe Rintaro. You have the power to observe changes across world lines, correct? Yeah. That's the key. Your power is the key to freeing the world from CERN's rule. You have the power of a god. Bruh, really? My power? If you escape attractor field alpha and reach a beta world line, then the result will change. But, I don't quite get it. Okay, so I have power of God, right? And I can do all this shit. But remember, she said I was alive in 2036, and I was a terrorist. So that means whatever God power I had, it didn't work, right? I feel a shiver of excitement. So there's hope. I can save Mayuri. Suzuha nods firmly. Then I must do it. I have no choice. Wait a second. Koitsu, however, is not so enthusiastic. How do we know this is all true? What if Amane-san is just making stuff up? What? I'm not making stuff up! Calm down, I'm not trying to pick a fight. But I still have questions. 1. How do you know about Okabe's power? 2. How did you know Okabe and I were in Akihabara in 2010? Don't you know a little too much for someone born in 2017? She has a point. Everyone looks to Suzuha. It was written in Dad's will. His will? What do you mean? His will was what made me decide to time travel. Okay, should we take a bet? Is Suzuha Taru's daughter? I don't know, I feel like it's a very high possibility. My dad was one of the founding members of the Resistance. He hid from CERN and researched time travel on his own. He wanted to change the future, but CERN killed him. That's why I'm here, to fulfill his dream. They have the same hair color. I'm sorry. Suzuha doesn't look at Koitsu. She still seems to have a grudge against her. Koitsu would never actively corroborate with CERN, I know that, but I just can't say it in front of Suzuha. Why is she Daru's daughter? Explain please. Did you realize all the stories she's telling, Daru is missing in the story? So, whoever Daru, Daru wasn't alive, I assume, because she never mentioned her, right? So Daru was never alive in her time, and then Daru was never proclaimed by CERN, and he's not a terrorist like Okabe, so he has to fill some role, right? Because he is a quite important character, unfortunately. So, and they have the same color. They same hair color. So this is like a really big standpoint, you know. For some reason, Suzuha really does see Koitsu as responsible for the problems of the future. But if that's the case, why doesn't Suzuha just kill Koitsu? Wouldn't that change the future too? Aha! Remember that happened? Maybe she can't. World lines converge. No matter how hard I struggle, Mayuri dies. Similarly, it may be impossible for Suzuha to kill Koitsu, no matter how much she may want to. Suzuha clears her throat as if to change the subject. Akihabara 2010. The time machine created here accelerates CERN's own time machine research. We have to stop that from happening in order to guide history in a new direction. See, same hair color. Stop it? How? CERN already know about us. That's clear from Moika's attack. Dad believed that the ultimate cause was the very first email you sent with your time machine. Ultimate cause was the very first email you sent with your time machine? An email? It wasn't because they called us hacking? Like I say, nobody can catch my hacking. Which email are you talking about? I know. Wasn't it the email Okarin sent that said Christian died? Actually, you know what? I haven't been paying attention. But what is CERN actually? Oh, CERN is a scientist institution that do a lot of things. They exist in real world. So I mean this world. And then this world means the world I am in. Okay. So they do research like particle acceleration or something, black holes, blah blah stuff like that. So in the game world, yeah, apparently they actually is controlled by much more sinister backers, the Committee of 300 they call it, but we don't know what it is yet. And then they were secretly doing time travel research behind everyone's back, so they didn't tell everyone, and they started doing this in the year 2000. So now it's 2010 already, so they still haven't had much progress. That's why the Jellyman things came from. So like so they are this like background power, that's evil power, that's, you know, doing time travel research. And according to Suzuha, in her future they will complete the time travel technology and then rule the world with it. Yeah, so yeah, I think that's all. So it's, to the outside world it looks like they are just a scientist institution, but it seems like, you know, in in the, how should I say, in the other side of the coin, they are actually the you know, like what do you call that thing again? And the, you know, the meme where the triangle and the stuff, I forget, Illuminati, yeah, something like that. But yeah, right. And then it's because John Titor, so Suzuha's, posted on Reddit about this, about CERN. So Daru, I convinced Daru to hack them, and then we found all this secret. So they actually helped us to progress as well. Right, the email I sent to Daru right after Dr. Nakabachi's conference. Oh, there. Back then we hadn't realized that the phone wave name subject to change was a time machine. Triangle meme, I don't know. Yeah, I forgot a name for a second there. CERN probably intercepted that email and realized what it meant. They were already on us back then? Come to think of it, the first time I met Moeka was the day after I sent that email. We really jumped in the deep end, huh? MAYURIIII is good at the breaststroke? What? What's breaststroke, Mayuri? Huh? I don't know what that means. Alright, then do a sexy underwater pose. But how did they intercept our email? Hundreds of millions of emails are sent around the world each day. CERN uses the Echelon network to collect communications pertaining to time travel research worldwide. Breaststroke is swimming. What conversation? Oh, deep end, okay. Swimming technique, I see. Echelon? Really? It exists? What's Echelon? According to conspiracy theory, Echelon is an advanced signal interception system based on the United States and operated by the NSA. Oh shit, it's no longer a conspiracy, man. This is already proven real in the real world. Nice! However, American authorities have never publicly admitted to Echelon's existence, and no proof that it exists has ever been found. Participating countries allegedly included the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, New Zealand, but not France. As an ally of the United States, Japan can allow the construction of domestic Echelon stations in exchange for access to the intercepted data. The elephant cage antenna array located in Misawa Air Base in Aomori, Japan is rumored to be one such station. These stations are said to intercept, collect, and analyze a wide range of signals, including private cell phone transmissions. Well, it's already proven real, man. Sorry to say that. GG. As an expert on conspiracies, I understand the implications, and that terrified me. No one else seems to get what Suzuha is saying though. Echelon sees everything. Any transmission that even hints at time travel is filtered and sent to CERN. For example, an email that appeared to have come from the future. We need to find the record of that email in CERN's database and delete it. And that's why we use NordVPN. Yes, that's right. This stream is actually not sponsored by NordVPN, unfortunately. But sponsors are welcomed. If you do that, then CERN will never know you exist. That time machine won't be completed in 2034. If we are lucky, the program may be shut down entirely. In other words, deleting that data will take us to the attractive field where CERN doesn't build a time machine. There wasn't any data like that when we hacked the CERN database. in the IBM computer. The IBM 5100. Oh, of course. CERN's IBM 500 database. That's probably where they stored the data from Echelon. So that's where it is, what it is. Damn it, Daru. Why didn't we use the IBM 500 earlier? We never had one. What? What are you talking about? I got one, remember? No, you didn't. It was another timeline. Huh? Oh. Right, that was on a different world line. In this world line, I never found the IBM 500. My mission is to make sure you acquire an IBM 500. You have one? Suzuha shakes her head. I'm going to 1975 to obtain one. 1975, the year the IBM 500 went to market. I know because John Titor in 2000 said that was his mission. Was that John Titor Suzuha too? Anyway, if Suzuha can get us an IBM 500, then we can leave this attractor field and jump to a beta world line, where CERN never finds us and their time machine is never completed. Mayuri won't have to die. Alright, we need to move fast. How soon can you leave, Suzuha? I was trying to leave when you called me, but... Suzuha bows her head apologetically. I look at her burned hand. She's hiding it from Mayuri and Daru, but I can see the blood staining my handkerchief. Jesus Christ. It hurts to look at. Maybe we should get her to a doctor. Right. Your time machine's broken. Can you fix it? No. I just ride it. My dad's the one who built it. I've memorized the menu, so I know how it works, but doesn't mean she knows how to repair it. And there's no guarantee that a time machine from 2036 can be repaired with today's technology. Maybe we can use the time leap machine to go back before Amane-san's time machine broke. Wait, you are going to use the time leap machine? Wasn't the plan not to experiment? I still haven't told Daru about my time leaping. There's no time to explain. We'll use it if the situation demands. Do you know when it broke, Suzuha? No, but it was probably the rain few days ago. It's supposed to be all airtight, but the inside was all wet when I checked today. Maybe it made a hole when you crashed into Radican? But I'm sure it rained before it. That wasn't a crash. The coordinates were slightly off, so it just appeared there. It's not exactly the most stable machine. Anyone remember when it rained? The morning of the 10th, just before dawn. The time leap machine can only cover 48 hours in a single leap. And the time leap machine was completed today, the 13th, at 2 PM. Maybe Daru is the dad. Does Daru know how to make it? He doesn't now, obviously, because he doesn't have the knowledge yet. I wonder if Daru is really a dad. You know, I'm really wondering. I hope he is, because that would be quite satisfying. But I don't know. Maybe it's just like someone random, you know. That means we can't go farther back than 2 PM on the 11th. Damn it! We can't get there with the time leap machine. I thought we had a glimmer of hope. I think we should try to fix it. Yeah, it's a time machine, so we have plenty of time, right? Not you. Kurisu, Suzuha, and I said nothing. We know, in less than 2 hours, Mayuri will die. It's already 5:30. There's barely enough time to sneak into Radican, let alone fixing Suzuha's time machine. Maybe I should leave now to 2 PM on the 11th. Then we'll have 2 full days to fix the machine. You're all hungry, aren't you? You should be. What's this all of a sudden? Mayushi is hungry. I can't wait for it to end. There's so much I want to talk about. Oh, you know the ending, right? As expected from a Gulton, I take a 10,000 yen bill out of my wallet. Jesus Christ. Mayuri, Daru, I leave the shopping to you. You can come up with a plan while we eat. Wow, Karin! What are we going to do with all this money? Buy food, lots of food. Use it all. You just calmly hand over 1,000 yen, 10,000 yen bill. Wow, Karin! You made it look easy. That's why we love you, and that's why we admire you. Mari and Daru live in high spirits. I knew the 100,000 yen, but 10,000 yen bill would work. Christina and Tighter. Tighter? Is that me? Who else? Why are you calling me that now? Because you are the one behind Tighter's mask. Well, yeah, but just give up. Just give up. Okabe rarely calls anyone by their name. Oh yeah, he always calls me part-time warrior for some reason. Listen, you two. I'm going to leave to 2 PM on the 11th. After Tighter explains herself again, we will start repairs on the time machine. Our goal is to have it working by this time today. Is that the best plan? It's better than trying to fix it while we only have 2 hours left. If it doesn't work, then I'll just keep repeating the same 2 days. I'm sorry. Tighter, we are counting on you to get us an IBM 5100. Never forget, I'm not doing this for you, and I'm not doing this for the future. My mission is to save Mayuri. Call me self-righteous if you want. However, I'm doing this my way. Koizu and Suzuha gives an encouraging nod in agreement. Good. Then, let's begin. You're not going to name the operation? Who cares about that? This isn't a game. Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. You couldn't find a good Norse mythology themed name? Why Norse mythology? I don't think there's a deep meaning behind it. Chunibyo patients just love Germanic names for some reason. Now that you mention it, most of our operation names in the Resistance have Germanic names too. Whenever I ask, they say it's a tradition. See, what's this? There must be something going. So there's still Chunibyo in 2036, huh? Cut the chatter! Mayuri's life hangs in the balance. There's no time for this nonsense. Wow, our character really grew up. Damn. It's pretty cold tonight. Good mood for this game. Cool. It's Taru. Oh, the one who named all those shit. I don't know. It could be Okabe too, because they said Okabe was a famous terrorist, right? Grizzle sets up the time leap machine while Suzuha goes to turn on the 42-inch CRT. Before Mayuri returns, I leave. Alright. I don't remember what happened on this day. Let's see. When I come to, I'm standing with my phone in hand. Wait, I just realized something. These 2 to 3 days, I was very busy. We were all busy building the time machine, right? How can we have time to fix the Suzuha's time machine? Time leaping where though? I'm leaping to as soon as possible, like as early as possible. So this is like the 11th 2 p.m. So this is like just as far as possible to get as much time as possible for us. While I wait for the ringing in my ears to subside, I check the date and time on my phone screen. August 11th, 2:21 p.m. Alright, now I have 2 more days. As a matter of fact, I leaped twice. First to 2 p.m. on the 13th, when the machine was completed. From there, I leaped an additional 48 hours on 2 p.m. on the 11th. Now he got to remind everyone everything WTF. It was my first consecutive leap, but it seems to have gone well. I immediately head downstairs to see Suzuha. I'm relieved to see that her hand isn't burned. When I explain the situation, Suzuha races to Radican to confirm my story. After she realizes that I'm telling the truth, I take her back to the lab and have her repeat the explanation she gave us before I time leaped. At least we get to skip this part. We come to the conclusion that all we can do right now is try our best to repair Suzuha's time machine. Don't forget that you need to make our own time machine works too. If not, you lose your backup plan. Well, let's go take a look. Taru is unusually enthusiastic because it's his machine. You don't know that. I guess Suzuha's talk of attractive fields and divergence and correcting history's mistakes got his blood pumping. Hold on, everyone. Mari stops us as we are about to leave the lab. Guys, aren't we forgetting something? Like what? What about Suzu-san's dad? Oh right. I thought Suzuha was lying about that. But when I turn to her, she looks away. That doesn't matter now, does it? It does too. I mean, it will take time to fix the time machine, won't it? We should help Suzu-san to find her dad in the meantime. Well, you can do that while we do the fixing and inventing. Right? But when I show reluctance, Maris puffs out her cheeks. Don't be like that, Okari. You have to keep your promise. What promise? We promised, remember? We said we'd all look for Suzu-san's dad. Right, that's right. We convinced her to stay by promising to help look for her father. Yeah, I remember. I know, Suzu-san has a mission and stuff. But I think she also came because she really wanted to meet her dad. Mayushi wants to make that happen. If Mayuri feels that strongly about it, there's no way I can refuse. Sheena Mayuri, you are such a nice girl. Suzuha sniffles. You're right. I thought I could find him if I came to this town. I know that he was in Akihabara in 2010. So, your father is real? Why didn't you tell her about Daru was going to the conference thing? If you tell her, then she can piece together. Of course he is. At this age, he's probably still young and cool. Young, yeah, cool. His name was Barrel Tighter, right? Yeah, that's right. Barrel Tighter though. Wow, a foreigner? No, I'm pretty sure he's Japanese. Barrel Tighter is his code name in the Resistance. I don't think he's using it yet. So that's why Suzuha called herself John Tighter. I don't know his real name. That's sad. Did you ever meet your father? Jesus Christ. Some daughter, huh? Suzuha looks like she's about to cry for an instant, but she quickly covers it with a bitter smile. He died before he could tell me. Hearing that, I must realize how hellish the world she came from must be. What about your surname, Amane? That was my mother's maiden name. So, you have no leads. Leads. Ah, there's one thing. Suzuha claps her hands together and starts patting her pockets. A few seconds later, she reaches into one and pulls out a pin. I've seen Suzuha fiddling with it before. Oshiro Polo. It's just a regular pin, the kind you stick into your head or back. There is something written on it. It reads Oshiro A. Oh, it's not Polo, it's 77010. This belonged to my dad. A memento. A memento. Google it, Daru. Daru runs a search, but gets only incomprehensible foreign sites. He was here in Akihabara, so I think we can exclude the foreign sites. Okay, got it. He narrows the search down to a Japanese sites. But even then, none of the results look relevant. Nothing. But this has to be some kind of a hint. With Suzuha's permission, I take a picture of the pin. Okay. All in favor of helping Suzuha-san find her dad? I want to argue that there's no time for that, but Mayuri is right when she says that the time machine won't be ready for a while. So I guess there's no harm in letting her have her way. You guys have to fix the time machine too, don't forget. After all, there's no point in running, not even with 2 days head start. Even if I dragged Mayuri to the ends of the earth, We weren't able to escape her death. I know that now. No objections. Thanks, Okarin. Hehehe. Taro raises his hand in agreement. So does Kuritsu. It's decided. We'll help Suzuha find her father. Everyone, thank you. But I want to be clear that my mission is to 1975 comes first. That's my dad's final wish after all. So if we still haven't found him by the time the time repairs are complete, I think we should give up. Is that okay? Are you sure? If we still haven't found him by then, it just wasn't meant to be. It's a relief to hear Suzuha say that. So, where do we start? The pin is our only hint. We'll hit every store in Akiba that sells things like this. Maybe someone will know where it came from. What kind of stores? Akiba is full of niche stores where you can find strange and cool accessories. It's hard to sneak into Radican in the daytime. There isn't a crowd out front like before, but pedestrian traffic remains constant. It takes us about 30 minutes to find a way in. Kuritsu is back at the lab, working on the time leap machine. Okay, good. It needs to be complete by 2 PM on the 30th. If she's late, it could affect my ability to time leap, which would lower my chances of saving Mayuri. By the way, if it is Taru who is the wife, she said Amane, right? We don't know anyone's name. Name is Amane yet. So I think it's just a random character. Speaking of Mayuri, she wandered off somewhere in search of Suzuha's father. How's it look? I call Daru, who is examining the floater satellite. Time machine, while Suzuha and I keep a lookout. Daru crawls out of the machine. He's covered in sweat, and his breathing is heavy. We quickly help pull his huge body out. Jesus Christ. The time machine is completely visible from the street. If someone were to see us up here, they might report us to the police. It's been 2 weeks since the satellite appeared, but Akiba still has tourists who come just to see it. We need to take care not to be noticed. It's so freaking hot in there. It's worse than a sauna. Spend too much time in there, I'll turn into Daru jerky. By the way, it's not gonna fall or anything, right? I hope not, man. The time machine is balanced precariously on the ledge, but the police have hooked up support wires, so Daru probably has nothing to worry about. Can it be fixed? Well, I still don't know for sure, but there's one thing I noticed just now. It's built kind of like the phone wave. See? That means there's a chance, right? I said I'm not sure. I need to poke around some more. Daru, super hacker. Everything depends on your skill now. See, Daru is the right man to go to, cause he's the one that built it, right? I think he is, man. It's just adding up too much. You are a super hacker who will save the world. In 2036, people will worship you instead of Kuritsu, the mother of time machine. It's hacker! How many times do I have to tell you? Anyway, you have 2 days. Do whatever it takes, Daru. I placed my hand on Daru's shoulder and looked straight into his eyes. You are our only hope, Obi-Wan Kenobi. No promises, man. And why 2 days? Well, because that's when Mayuri will die. But I can't say that. In 2 days, the weather conditions will be perfect for creating the spring singularity. If we miss that window, we won't have another chance until next year. Nice excuse, Suzuha. Precisely. Fix it in 2 days? That's just nuts. But if you do, you earn the right to a date with Ferris. Ooh. Can you fix it? No problem. Great, now I just need to figure out how am I going to convince Ferris. I'm sure you can do it since Ferris like you, right? Oh, blah, 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 77010. We are searching for something with the same cryptic logo as this mysterious pin. Honestly, I didn't think it would be this difficult. Akiba has plenty of niche stores, but they are all for electronic goods and PC parts. There aren't that many selling accessories like Suzuha's pin. We check everyone we can find, but come out empty-handed. None of the store employees have any idea where it came from either. We even checked nearby neighborhoods like Ueno and Asakusa. Nothing. What's her name? Ferris, maybe she knows. Suzuha and I returned to the lab with heavy hearts. Welcome back. Koisu emerges from the development room to greet us. She's alone. From the looks on your face, I guess you didn't find anything. Where's Daru? He hasn't come back yet. It's already dark, so maybe he went straight home? It's too dark to work at Radica now. We can't use lights because that would be conspicuous to the people below. Mayuri isn't around. Is she making any progress in the search for Suzuha's father? I feel bad. There is no time for this. It's not for you. We are doing it to save Mayuri. Yeah. I start up Daru's computer and search the net for communities of people who collect unique pins. I wanna die cause I can't wait to tell you something. No, please don't tell me yet. Is it soon? Is the ending soon? I don't know. I'll investigate tomorrow based on the information I find. There's a pin collecting group on a site called Free Para, where everyone shows off their collections. I post there asking for information. I'm sleeping on the couch when a loud alarm rings in my ears. Is it Seren? So sad, man. He's all PTSD and stuff. Like he hasn't slept for like few weeks already, right? Cause he's been time leaping. Like his brain hasn't felt sleeping in so long. But I mean his body is hanging out because it's a new body. Jesus Christ. Can't imagine how that would feel. IDK if it is gonna be soon. Cool. I should at least save Mayuri in this stream. I jump out and see Koitsu and Suzuha. Koitsu is holding her phone. That's the source of the sound.
Good morning.
Good morning. Her sour expression says it is no good at all. I wish she'd put herself in my shoes and see what it's like to be woken up suddenly like that. I really want to tell you please wait. I checked the time on my phone. It's just before 7 AM. You came to wake me up? Thanks. I didn't do it for you. I asked her to wake you up, Okabe Rintaro. There's something I want to show you. What? I realized there's a strange object sitting on the table in front of me. What's this? A divergence meter. The numbers indicate the divergence value of the current world line. Cool. The meter displays 0.337187%. Divergence is measured from my original time world line, which corresponds to 0. You made this? No. I brought it with me from 2036. These are Nixie tubes, right? Whoever made this has a taste. I happily doubt with future gadget number 9. How exactly does it work? It shouldn't be possible to measure changes like that. Suzuha shrugs. I don't know either. You don't know? Can you guess who made it? Oh, it's Okabe Rintaro. How should I know? You did? Okabe Rintaro. How can a godly device like this not made from the god himself, man? It's quite obvious. Huh? You made it. 11 years from now. It apparently works the same way your special power does. Huh. So this meter lets other people check world line divergence? I wish. I'm pretty sure only Okabe Rintaro would notice if the number changed. What? Then there's no point. Make something useful for once, Okabe! I ignore Kuritsu's complaints and look at the meter again. This is something I made. Wait, let's check the email from John Title last time, because she told me about the divergence number. We can try check if it changes indeed. I thought she told us. I thought she told us. She told us last time. I remember some number, but I can't remember exactly the number. Seems like the email is gone. This is something I made. 15 years have passed since I completed it. 11 years will pass before I complete it. It's a strange feeling. Only the person who made it knows how it works. Wait 11 years. I'm sure he'll figure it out by then. Have you met me in the future? She did say I was an infamous terrorist in 2036. For some reason, Suzuha's expression darkens momentarily. No, never. Oh. So? Why are you showing me this? When the meter reads over 1%, You've made it to the beta world line. So here's a little thing I learned. My back hurts a lot when I'm working because I don't have a backrest. My back is in so much pain. So conclusion is to always have backrest. Please do. Sounds important. 1%. Right. Reach 1% divergence and you'll save Sheena Mayuri. I stare at the glowing red numbers. They don't budge. Just another 0.6%. Seems so easy. But there are 6 digits after the decimal points. And no tens place. What does that mean? Something tells me it won't be as easy as it looks. You can have it. No point in me carrying it around. I hope you'll find a use for it. Based on the recommendations from the BBS threads, I spent the morning visiting stores in Akiba. My destinations run the gamut from otaku stores packed with anime goods and to souvenir shops full of Olympic memorabilia. I even visit a few that specialize in locally manufactured goods. But although I hit just about every kind of store that could be considered niche, I'm unable to find anything that resembles Suzuha's pin. Maybe I should go all the way to Ikebukuro or Nakano. I start heading back to the lab, but then a street vendor catches my eye. The storekeeper is a foreigner covered in tattoos. The table next to him is covered with accessories and other fashion items. This is the first time I've seen such a stylish street stand in Akiba. Most vendors just sell random junk. It's not like I have anything to lose, so I walk over and check out the selection. Among the various accessories, I see a number of metal pins. What a coincidence! Could he have a pin like Suzuha's? I don't see the 7010 logo on any of the displayed accessory, but I'd better ask just to be sure. He's a foreigner, so maybe I should use English. Our eyes meet. His are as bright as blue as the sky. I quickly look away. Damn, he must think I'm a coward. Better get this over with. Hey, master. I am mad scientist. So cool, son of a bitch. What the fuck, man? Hey, can I help you? He smiles a wide, toothy smile, nice teeth, and answers in Japanese. Amazing. Fucking amazing. I was hoping for more of a reaction. I have a question, if you don't mind. I take the photocopy of Suzuha's pin out of my pocket. Does this look familiar? The man stares at it for a while, then shrugs and shakes his head in exaggerated manner typical of Westerners. I want to know where it came from. Can you help me find out? Remember. Sorry. It's kinda difficult, yeah. What is he saying? By the way, where did you get this thing? That's what I want to know. I'll compensate you. I'm sorry. He apologizes in broken Japanese. It looks like this is another dead end. Just in case, I give him my contact information and ask him to get in touch if he finds out anything. Then I turned to leave. Okabe Rintaro. Suzuha is standing in a short distance away. She is holding a drink. It is my favorite, Dr. P. No wait, that's a cola. So, want drink? I accept the offer and quench my thirst while leaning on the roadside fence. Last time I saw her, Suzuha was on her way to Kanda to continue the search. How long has she been standing here? Anything? Nope. So, what was with your English back there? It sounds so dumb. So cool. Is that the standard English in this era? Of course not. So it's an Okabe Rintaro original. There's no overseas travel in my time, so I wouldn't know. No overseas travel? What, you mean not at all? Pretty much. Travel permits are hard to get. They never issue one for vacation. I never seen a foreigner before coming to this time. So in the future no one is allowed to leave Japan? Japan was like that a few centuries ago when the Tokugawa shogunate closed the country to the west. It sounds like CERN set international relations back hundreds of years. Perhaps that is why there's no war in Suzuha's time. It is hard for conflicts to emerge when races and cultures can't interact. Interesting. It sounds like the kind of prison with invisible walls, guarded by CERN and the committee of 300. I mean, ending war is obviously a good thing, but at what cost, you know? Anyway, there's no point thinking about the distant future now. We need to come up with a new plan. The sunlight beats on my head, making it hard to think. I feel like I'm standing in a sauna. Why does the sun hate me so much? Shining in the center of the sky like he owns the damn place. Damn it! Why can't we find any information on that pin? I suppose it's no skin off my back if we don't find Suzuha's father. As long as Daru fixes the time machine, nothing else matters. So why do I feel so bad about my lack of progress? I really don't know. Maybe I'm just frustrated by my own powerlessness. I can't save Mayuri. I can't fix Suzuha's time machine. I can't even help Kurisu with the timely upgrade. So what am I good for? The only thing I can do is help Suzuha find her father. Maybe this pin is newer than we think. I mean, maybe it hasn't been made yet. Wait, why did Suzuha's dad die again? Supposedly CERN killed him. That's what. Because he's a resistant, right? So he just got killed by CERN. Suzuha stretches and then looks at me with a calm smile. Maybe I'm not meant to meet him. I mean, we've tried everything and still no sign. It's just not in the cards, I guess. I feel a surge of anger at her words. Here I am stewing in self-loathing, and she acts like it doesn't matter. How can you give up? We still have one more day. Why are you getting mad? Everyone is fighting for you. Don't you get it? Me. I want to prioritize Mayuri over anything else. But you are still a lad man, a friend. When a friend is in trouble, you want to help them. That's how Mayuri felt, and I agree. That's why I'm searching. So how dare you to be the first to give up? You don't have to yell. Don't disappoint me like this. I tell myself to calm down. This is just my own feelings being my own feelings of importance boiling over. There's no time for this. I'm sorry, but maybe you should think about how I feel. I realize that we have an audience. Some pedestrians are grinning at us, like they think we are a bickering couple or something. I take a deep breath. You're right. I shouldn't have said that. It's too awkward to make eye contact, so I look around pretending to think. Alright, what's next? I wonder how the other lab ma'ams are progressing. I am especially concerned about Daru. Depending on the situation, he might need some relief. He's been working in that heat for hours, so we should bring him something cold to drink. And then there's Mayuri. She's been working alone, trying to find some information on Suzuha's father. If I close my eyes, I can still recall her deaths in every detail. I resist the urge to pound my head against the wall. Although we still have over 24 hours before that happens, I can't help but worry about leaving her alone. But currently all I can do is search for that pin. We decide to try Ikebukuro as our last stop for today. It would be nice to visit home, but I don't have the time. And besides, Suzuha is with me. Our search turns up nothing. As the evening wears on without a single lead, Suzuha and I grow quieter and quieter. We are exhausted from the walking, and we can't shake the feeling that all our efforts are futile. This isn't good. By the way, I try stirring up conversation. I should get her to talk about the future. After all, she's a time traveler. This is a once-in-a-lifetime chance. I remember how shocked Kurisu was to learn that she only lives to be 44. And I was told that I become a terrorist. Am I really famous in 2036? As a terrorist? Oh. So, what did I do to be called a terrorist? You rebelled against CERN. You are actually one of the founding members of the resistance, just like my dad. I helped found the resistance. I guess it makes sense given what we are going through now. Suzuha is from the future of this timeline, where Mayuri is doomed to die, and where CERN forces Koitsu to build a time machine. In such a future, how could I not rebel against CERN? Rebellion against the system, destruction of order, a new age of chaos. Weren't those my ambitions as a mad scientist? How stupid. Wow. Seems like our character really grown quite a lot through all this stuff. Stupid? How can I still be chasing some Chunibyo fantasy when I couldn't even save Mayuri? You are fighting to free humanity. I think it is a noble cause. Suzuha is part of the resistance I formed. Does that mean she's my subordinate in the future? What sort of man am I? Suzuha's expression darkens. I said, we never met, remember? He grew up when Mayuri died. Unfortunately. Never? Never. Oh, you were killed by CERN in 2025. Wow, this is quite even younger than Koitsu. I was killed by the same people who killed Mayuri. They had no reservation about murdering an innocent girl. I doubt they would hesitate to kill a terrorist. Maybe I should have told you sooner. Understand? If you don't change the future, you are going to die in 15 years. Shina Mayuri will die. You will die. Makise Kurisu will be a slave to CERN. It ends badly for every lab man. What about Daru? I don't remember hearing about him. I've heard legends of a wizard-class hacker though. Though I don't understand what wizard-class means in the first place. Wizard-class. I coined that term. I can imagine Daru slowly insinuating himself into every corner of the internet until he becomes like a godlike virtual presence that not even CERN can comprehend. Anyway, I don't want that to happen to you guys. Oh, that's nice of you. That's one more reason I need to find an IBM 500 and change the future. Until I came to this time, you guys were just stories, history. But now, you are my friends. I want to save you. Appreciate it. You are lab man. Now and forevermore. Thanks. I got mail. Are you sure I can finish the time leap machine in a day? We still haven't found our lifter substitute, remember? I can't complete the upgrade without it. I already told Kurisu that I was confident in her ability to complete the machine on time. But it occurs to me that I forgot to tell her about the 42-inch CRT. Our lifter is the 42-inch CRT downstairs. The electrical discharge phenomenon occurs when it is turned on, so don't worry about it, just finish the upgrade. There, that should do it. I send a reply and decide to keep searching for the pin with Suzuha with just a bit longer. Time is quickly running out. Is there anything more that we can do? It is early evening, but at the roof of Radican it's still hotter than hell. When I provide Daru with the refreshing gift of Togepi, a frown appears on his sweaty face. You are supposed to give me an ice-cold, zero-calorie cola. Common sense, man. See, this guy likes cola. That's another clue. I forgot he's a cola guy. No sense letting it go to waste. I drink the Dr. P myself. Daru and Suzuha start discussing the time machine. Mayuri and I watch from a short distance away. Hey, Okarin. Isn't it amazing that the satellite was a time machine? Yeah, I guess so. I thought that Titer's time machine was a car, a 1970s Chevy. It never even occurred to me to suspect the satellite. I should know better than to take anything for granted. In retrospect, the satellite was suspicious from the start. Not only had it appeared out of nowhere, but Titer only starting posting afterwards. You should have noticed this sooner, man. I'm disappointed in myself for not realizing the connection. Wow, my character really grew a lot. I'm glad Suzu-san wasn't hurt in the crash. I doubt it was anything like a crash. It probably just appeared that, displacing the wall, which then collapses around it. After all, the time machine isn't self-propelled. It doesn't fly. I heard it is really hard to drive. I guess you heard that from Suzuha. If the gravitational water-molecular coordinates are just a teensy bit off, the whole time machine becomes a jellyman and goes bloop. Oh. And she even said her time machine is unstable. since it's not a CERN model. I'm worried about her trip to 1975. Cool. Do you think I should go with her? I wonder if I'd fit. What would you do in 1975? I'd cheer Suzusan on, of course. I'd hold her hand super tight and tell her that everything is going to be okay. Something tells me that won't be much help. Hey, Okarin, do you think the time machine has a name? A name. That's the list of what I want to know about the time machine. Time permitting, I'd spend the whole day picking Suzuha's brain. I'm pretty sure John Titor's time machine had a model number, but the John Titor from 2000 might not have been Suzuha. There was no John Titor in 2000 on this world line after all. Although I suppose it is possible that Suzuha will drop by 2000 after traveling to 1975. If you want to know, just ask Titor. Oh yeah, Mayushi didn't think of that. Mayuri giggles, then runs off to talk to Suzuha. She comes back quickly. Yeah, it has a name. What name? What is it? FG204 something, she said. Complicated name, just like Daru style. Something. Anyway, don't you think Daru-kun and Suzu-san are a good match? You notice, right? Huh? Mayuri is jumping all over the place today. I look at Daru and Suzuha again. How do you figure? Daru is all about fairies, you know. Oh, really? She tilts her head to the side. Good grief. Mayuri and I aren't any of use. I would prefer to leave Daru and Suzuha to it and resume the search for Suzuha's father, but Mayuri seems happy just sitting here. We don't have any leads on the pin or its owner. Maybe 2 days aren't enough. No, that's quitters talk. Like I told Suzuha, I don't want to give up. Besides, even if we don't get the information we need, this time I can use the timely machine to repeat these 2 days until we do. Oh yeah, Mayuri. What happened to your costumes? There's only a few more days until Komima. I remember Mayuri pulling all-nighters to get her costume done. Has that changed? Huh? I already made 2 costumes. One for Kaede-chan and one for Fubuki-chan. Weren't you making a 3rd one for Lukako? Yeah, I was, but I couldn't convince her, so I gave up this time. Wow, unexpected. That means something changed, right? That seems like a big change. Hey, can Mayushi take a closer look at the time machine? Did you figure out who is the dad? Sorry, I was away for a while. No, I haven't. But they keep saying Daru and and Suzuha is a good match or something. Mayuri said. Just don't get in the way. Okay. Mayuri beams happily, then runs over to the time machine. Okay, wait, I need to go to the bathroom. Be right back. Alright, I'm back. Wait, did it play on itself? Mayuri seems happy, then runs over to the time machine. She's acting like this is a field trip. Behind her, the sun glows dark and orange on the horizon. It's quite a view from up here. After a few minutes watching the sunset in silence, I realized that Suzuha is standing beside me. She must have come over as Mayuri left. Our shadows are long and murky. Hashida Itaru is amazing. He said if things go well, he could have the time machine fixed by tomorrow. He's a man who gets things done. And he looks so unhealthy and slow. There's a one way to talk about that, man. Don't judge a book by its cover. Yeah, I have a better impression of him now. Hey. There's something I want to say. And I feel like I'll never get another chance. Why so melodramatic? I'm really grateful to you all of you. When I came to this time, I didn't know anyone. I was all alone in a world completely different from my own. This era is so peaceful. This wonderful thing. But it scared me. All I knew was the fight against CERN. But now, I have friends. Real friends. Who I can share my secrets with. That's cool. All these people who lived before I was born are working so hard for my sake. It's a strange feeling, but a happy one too. I wanted you to know that. Suzuha's tone is wistful. Why? I try to speak, but she continues before I can. Living with you guys in this time, it's been really fun. When I met you, you were all so strange and unique and over the top. I was kind of shocked at first, actually. But before I knew it, I started to enjoy spending time with you. 2036 is peaceful too. People don't even fight anymore. Did you know that? How could I? I'm not even alive in 2036, right? Oh, right. Sorry. Anyway, people don't fight. Ever. About anything. All forms of conflict, war included, have vanished. Poof, without a trace. Instead, everyone has dead eyes, like fish. No one has ambition. Nobody dreams. They just trudge through their lives without a single complaint. Oh sure, people smile, but they never get angry or sad. There's no individuality. Everyone is a robot. You got really mad at me before, remember? I was really surprised, but at the same time, I was really happy. You're a strange girl. I guess so. Suzuha looks at the time machine. Taru and Mayuri are standing next to it, talking cheerfully about something or another. You're all so bright and full of life. I envy you. Shina Mayuri, Hashita Itaru, even Makise Kurisu, and of course, you. Don't be ridiculous. There's nothing enviable about me. I'm worthless. I can't even save Mayuri. I want to be more like you. If you ask me, you are the amazing one. I'm happy to hear you say that. It's thanks to all of you that I am still going strong. Being a light man, even just a little while, was great. She smiles, then a soft, sad smile that tears at my heart. What is that? What does it mean? Is she gonna die? Being with you guys, even just for a little while, was great. Suzuha, change the future, Okabe Rintaro. Make it a world like this one, where people can be free. Well, technically, if we change the timeline, right, that means she probably won't exist. Because she's from the future, right? Hey, come on. Why are you being so sentimental? Does she not want to go to 1975? But I mean, she's got a time machine, so can't she just come back afterwards? Even as I think it, I realize how wrong I am. Of course. When Suzuha completes her mission and brings us the IBM 5100, the world line will change. The future will be rewritten, and the 2036 she knows will cease to exist. But she will, right, if she's Daru's daughter. But you have to think about what kind of changes it is. Like, let's say her mother is Amane, right? But let's say if the events now of Mayuri dying, of our lab breaking up and all that didn't happen, maybe Daru will stay with Ferris instead and then just be a loner forever. So he might not met the Amane girl that later gives birth to Suzuha here. It could happen, you know, like it's quite a big change because she's from quite far in the future. So like the further you travel back, right, the bigger the changes can be. To hear her describe it, the future is an awful place, but even so, it was her home. She has friends there, I'm sure, comrades in arms, and memories of her father, Barrow Titer. All of that will be lost to her forever. No wonder she's getting sentimental. After we fix the time machine, let's have a party. Thanks. True, yeah. And yet she's still smiling that sorrowful smile. Afterwards, I hit the streets again in search of the pin. But the day ended without a single lead, so I reluctantly returned to the lab and tried searching the internet. A couple of hours later, and still no luck. So far, I've accomplished absolutely nothing. My frustration is mounting. We can time loop again, but will that really help us find Suzuha's father? Incoming call. An unfamiliar number. Who is it? It's me. Hi, Mr. Okabelintalo? The voice is heavily accented. I can barely make it out. Who is this guy? Son! I jump to my feet and scan the room, then run to the window and check the road below. The PTSD is real, man. No suspicious figures in sight. Koizu comes out of the development room and gives me a questioning look, but I wave her back inside. What's there? I gulp carefully and choose my words. Identify yourself. You, one more afternoon, came to our factory to make inquiry and told me your phone number, you know? What are you saying? It's the store guy, man. Oh no, wait. I've heard this broken Japanese before. A strange Japanese filters through my brain, connecting the synapses. That's right, it's the foreign street vendor I met this afternoon in Akiba. Identified. Nice to meet you. Oh, itashimashite. I do custom work. Yesterday night, a guest come here, I remembered. That guest was pleased to make pin. That guest was pleased make pin badge same you had. What? I don't get broken Japanese. I don't quite get what he's saying, but he seems really excited about it. I'll head there right now. I go to the same spot as before. Although his stand has already closed, the westerner is waiting for me. Oh, Okabe! Hello! Where did that guest of yours go? Client come here was yesterday time. The blue-eyed white man shrugs his shoulders. So it was yesterday. He contacted me because he remembered. What's his contact info? His name and address? Poison. Guess just for stimulation. Private information have nothing. Westerner. So last night someone came by wanting to make metal pins with the same design as Suzuha's. He died of poisoning. The guess was just a simulation, so there's no private information. Oh, I don't know what is so funny. Oh my god. I'm not following. Japanese, very studious and avoiding private information, becomes nervous and serious. Yes, that doesn't help. If guests have give name or phone number, however, no leak. That is business. Fatigue suddenly weighs down my shoulders. I don't understand a word he's saying anymore. My head is full of question marks. In hindsight, I should have brought Kurisu to speak English for me. I guess I'll just have to wing it. What did your customer look like? Man? Woman? Well, so young. Or so middle. Japanese have young face. Just by look, no understand. Anything else? Maybe a judo fighter or pro wrestler? Oh, it's Suzuha, right? What? Judo? Pro wrestler? What do you mean by that? Yes! That wasn't a yes or no question. What the hell do you mean? Ah, balloon! Was balloon! Balloon? Judo? Pro wrestling? Good! No, not good! Are you trying to confuse me? I want to ask more questions. But the foreigner suddenly sees a policeman walking by and runs off. Jesus Christ. I consider chasing him but decide against it to avoid police attention. I give up. The search has hit a dead end, and we have barely any time left to find Barrel Tighter. Is he saying sumo wrestler? Yeah, it's Daru, right? Because Daru is big, right? Sumo wrestler. Yeah, balloon. I can time loop again starting at 2 PM tomorrow. Looks like all I can do is wait until Christina's done working, and then leap to the time this suspicious character appears at the stand. It's Daru, right? Kurisu carefully connects the two cords she's holding. Done. The time leap machine is complete. It's 2:30 p.m. on the 30th, about 20 minutes later than before. Well, that's not supposed. It's because of the explaining, right? Kurisu walks into the lounge with a satisfied look on her face. It's just her, me, and Suzuha in the lab. Hayataru and Mayuri head to Radican, ostensibly to work on the time machine. So that's the time leap machine. Suzuha gazes at the now complete machine in awe. I've already explained to her how time leaping works. It is as different as can be from Suzuha's time machine, which can physically displace actual bodies. It makes you remember the future, right? That's pretty interesting. Suzuha crosses her hands behind her head and looks up at the ceiling. Intuition, sixth sense, deja vu. I wonder if those things are actually you recalling future memories. Some of CERN's researchers in my time came up with the theory that memories are a way of sharing information across world lines. Maybe it is similar to that. I just wish we knew more about Okabe's reading Steiner thing. Is it unique to Okabe, or does everyone have the potential for it, and Okabe is just stronger by coincidence? I think there has to be a reason why Okabe has it. It's not just because of main character syndromes, you know. My theory is he's the only one who has done time leaping. Or I don't know, but I think it has to be a reason. It shouldn't be just coincidence. One thing is for certain. My consciousness leads to the past along with my memories. I still don't understand why that is. It would make more sense if you experience a change in the present, like when we send an email. Does your consciousness depend on your memories? The problem is that consciousness doesn't have a form that we can see. Same goes for the soul. Those things are still in the realm of religion. Even in 2036, the existence of soul hasn't been proven, and nobody is proven what forms consciousness either. I see. That's a little disappointing. Sending my consciousness back has let me change some future events with more precision than the email, but other events are locked in by convergence. I can change the method of Mayuri's death, but never the fact that she dies. That's not how it works. The future is always determined. Then why does the path there change? Because the world line changes. When you leap into the past and take different actions from before, divergence changes, if only a bit. But in most cases, that fluctuation won't amount to more than 0.00001 on the divergence meter. Small changes might not register at all. When you change the cause, the effect merely shifts to a separate already existing world line. Since those two world lines are almost exactly the same, you barely feel any difference. So so is that why reading Steiner didn't react? It's not like the previous world line disappears. It keeps existing as another possible world lines. That's the many worlds interpretation, right? In any case, there are no parallel worlds. So is the future reconstructed? I guess you could say that. I'm confused again. Maybe it's impossible for me to fully understand the structure of the universe. Anyway, that's enough discussion. It is time for me to leap again. I explain the situation to Kuritsu and have her activate the time leap machine immediately. Cool. It's the night of 11th. I went back about 40 hours. My objective is to keep watch on the street vendor stand in the hope that Suzuha's father might appear. I sent Suzuha elsewhere. I don't want her to be disappointed if I come up empty-handed. I'm standing out of sight a short distance away from the stand, munching on energy bars and soy milk to appease my growling stomach. I've already been here for 2 hours. I forgot to ask for the exact time the suspicious character appeared, so I had to begin my stakeout before sunset. Now it is 8 p.m. and the stand looks like it's about to close. Is this another waste of time? Did that foreigner give me wrong false information? But just as I'm finishing my milk, someone approaches the stand. Is that? I jump out of cover. Yes! Sorry if there's a sudden scream, sorry. Yes! We were right all along. Taru! Okarin? Taru jumps in surprise. But I am the one who's really shocked here. What are you doing here? I was gonna ask the same question. The storekeeper is looking at us funny, so we decide to change locations. Alright, Daru, what were you doing at that street stand? Don't tell me you were trying to counterfeit duplicates of Tiger's pin. Fine, I won't tell you then. So that's what happened. Daru was the suspicious character that the foreigner told me about. So all that stuff about judo, pro wrestling, and balloons was referring to Daru's size? Yes. Could it have been more confusing? Damn, it was all for nothing. Good thing I didn't bring Suzuha along. So, why were you trying to make the counterfeit versions of the pin? I wasn't trying to counterfeit it. Close enough. Well, I meant it as a backup plan, I guess. Amaneshi's gonna be sad if we don't find her old man, right? So if that happens, I'll show her the badges I made and well, like that her dad was here. So you give her false hope. You don't have to put it like that. Remember, there are good lies and bad lies. Bad lies hurt people. Good lies save them. What eroge did you get that from? Kladan. And it's not an eroge. It's a visual novel that teaches you the meaning of life. So shut up. It's Kladan. What's the anime name again? It's Clatter, but Clad something else. It's not Claden. Clanet. It's Clanet, not Claden. Yeah, that's the anime. I mean the visual novel in this case. So, should I call off Operation Fake Tiger? Do you really think that will make Suzuha happy? Taru's expression suddenly turned sad. Amaneshi told me not to tell anyone, but I guess I'd better tell you. He's got a big mouth as usual. Still, he seems that serious, so I'd better hear him out. I heard this from Amaneshi when we were discussing the repairs. Her time machine can only leap to the past. Oh. What? At first I don't understand what he means. Nonsense. Tiger's time machine could travel both ways. Did you actually see it? Well, no. Besides, when you say Tiger, you mean the one who appeared in 2000, don't you? I don't know anything about that Tiger. That's right. Tiger I know and Suzuha aren't necessarily the same person. What's wrong? Oh, what? Yeah, Suzuha is sacrificing herself. She's going to be stranded in the past. Although their time machines are similar, there are significant differences. For example, one looks like a Chevy and the other one looks like a satellite. So, wait. Once she leaves, she can't come back. You are saying that if she goes to 1975, she can't return to 2010? No, without living 35 years in real time? Is he serious? That means Suzuha's time machine can never return to 2036? Didn't I just say that? Then it's defective. Right. She said that the time machine was incomplete. Incomplete? According to Amani, her old man built it in secret by reverse engineering CERN technology. But CERN killed him before he could complete it. Amaneshi insists that it is fine as long as she can leap to the past. But are you sure about this? She said so herself. I don't think she was lying. So, if she doesn't meet her old man before the time machine is repaired, she might never get another chance. So that's why he was trying to make a copy of that pin, as evidence that Suzuha's father was here. But making a fake version of her father's pin isn't going to solve anything. A lie is a lie. But if we don't get caught, I waved Taro silent and massaged my temples. Need to think. What difference does it make? True, Suzuha might be sad about missing her father, but that's none of my business. My top priority is Mayuri's safety. That's right. I mustn't let my emotions control me. I need to be more rational, more logical. There's a Japanese proverb, he who pursues the two hares will catch neither. However, that sad smile on Suzuha's face. Now I understand what it meant. I feel something tighten deep within my chest. Boy, oh boy. But what if it is really Daru though? Because he tries to fake it, and then, you know, it goes on, and then he kept the pin, and it's actually him in the future, like just keeps looping back. The next day, as the night falls, I summon all lab mems except Kuritsu to Radikan. It's boiling hot on the rooftop, even in the evening. When I provide Daru and with the refreshing gift of cola, his sweaty face lightens up. Whoa, Kalin, an ice cold 0-calorie cola. How thoughtful of you! Daru happily takes the cola and chugs it straight from the bottle. Afterwards, Daru and Suzuha starts discussing the time machine. Mayuri and I watch from a short distance away. Hey, Karin. Isn't it amazing that the satellite was a time machine? Yeah, I guess so. I'm glad Suzu-san wasn't hurt in the crash. I heard it's really hard to drive. Gigi Suzuha is really sad her story. Well, yeah, she is a sacrification from the start. She is a sacrifice from the start, you know, like. I need to sleep. Oh, good night. If the gravitational coordinates are just the whole time machine becomes a jellyman and goes poop. And she even said her time machine's unstable, since it's not a CERN model. I'm worried about her trip to 1975. Oh, luckily Mayuri is not following. Do you think I should go with her? I wonder if I fit. What would you do in 1975? I'd cheer Suzu's on, of course. I'd hold her hand super tight and tell her that everything is going to be okay. Hey, Okarin. Do you think the time machine has a name? If you want to know, just ask Tighter. Oh yeah, Mayashi didn't think of that. Hehehe. Mary giggles, then runs off to talk to Suzuha. She returns a few seconds later. Yeah, it has a name. FG204 something, she said. Anyway, don't you think Daru-kun and Suzu-san are a good match? I look at Daru and Suzu-san again. Daru is all about Ferris. Oh, really? She tilts her head to the side. Hey, can Mayashi take a closer look at the time machine? I nod and Mayuri runs over to the time machine again. Behind her, the sun glows dark and orange on the horizon. As Mayuri leaves, Suzuha comes over to stand beside me. Our shadows are long and murky in the fading light. Ashita Itaru is amazing. He said if things go well, he could have the time machine fixed by tomorrow. And he looked so unhealthy and slow. A refreshing breeze blows by. It's quite hot for a few minutes ago, but the temperature is finally starting to drop. Hey? There's something I want to say, and I feel like I never get another chance. Are you listening? After a moment's hesitation, I give a little nod. I'm really grateful to you, all of you. When I came to this time, I didn't know anyone. I was all alone in a world completely different from my own. This era is so peaceful. That's a wonderful thing, but it scares me. All I knew was to fight against CERN. But now I have friends, real friends, who I can share my secrets with. All these people who lived before I was born are working so hard for my sake. It's a strange feeling, but a happy one too. I wanted you to know that. I heard those words before. Just like last time, her tone is wistful. The time machine can only leap to the past. The truth I heard from Daru plays in my head in an endless refrain. Living with you guys in this time, it's been really fun. When I met you, you were all so strange and unique and over the top. I was kind of shocked at first, actually. Before you knew it, I started to enjoy spending time with you. 2036 is peaceful too. People don't even fight anymore. Did you know that? I shake my head. Anyway, people don't fight. Ever. About anything. All forms of conflict, war included, have vanished. Poof. Without a trace. Instead, everyone has dead eyes, like fish. No one has ambition, nobody dreams. They just trudge through their lives without a single complaint. Oh sure, people smile, but they never get angry or sad. There's no individuality. Everyone is a robot. You got really mad at me before, remember? I was really surprised, but at the same time, I was really happy. Suzuha looks at the time machine. Daru and Mayuri standing next to it, talking cheerfully about something or another. You are all so bright and full of life. I envy you. Shina Mayuri, Hashida Daru, even Makise Kurisu, and of course, you. I want to be more like you. It's all thanks to you that I am still going strong. Being a lab man, even just for a little while, was great. She smiles and then a soft, sad smile that tears at my heart. This time, I know what that smile means. Being with you guys, even just for a little while, was great. Suzuha obviously knew from the beginning that if she traveled to 1975, she could never return. Change the future, Okabe Rintaro. Make it a world like this one, where people can be free. The first time I heard her speak those words, I thought she was sentimental because she couldn't return to her original 2036. I was wrong. Forget about 2036, she can't even return here to 2010, not without living 35 years. She'll be 54 when 2010 comes around. The present us and the present Suzuha can never meet again. Suzuha chose this mission, to change the future, to save Mayuri. Unless Suzuha travels to 1975, Mayuri will die. But then, what about Suzuha herself? When she leaves for 1975, she'll have to sacrifice everything she has here. How does she feel about that? Do you... Do you regret spending time with us? What do you mean? Do you regret making new friends here? New memories? Do you wish you had kept your distance? You've already abandoned one life. Now, you have to abandon another. In a sense, it's like you're killing yourself. Did Hashida Itaru tell you? Suzuha frowns. He's worried about you. Jeez, I told him not to tell anybody. Well, how do you feel about going to 1975? It doesn't matter how I feel. Suzuha's expression suddenly hardens. I have to go. It is the path I choose. And it is what my dad wanted. What if we ask you to stay? I'll go anyway. One of those guys on that channel asked what right I have to change the future and decide the fate of a human race. He had a point. But still, I don't want the future to turn out like that. I want the people in my time to be free like you. Free to laugh and play, fight and argue, get sad and cry. If I change the future, then no one will die. Not you, not Shina MAYURIII, and not my dad. Maybe I don't have the right, but I'm going anyway. Even if you can never return. Oh, come on. The 70s aren't a bad time, you know? I'll find friends there just like you guys. We'll have a blast. Just like that, Suzuha is back to her usual self. But despite her cheerful smile, I am certain that her resolve was forged from fear, and I doubt the likes of which few can imagine. I was a fool to think my words could sway her. Beneath the clear blue sky, the time machine comes to life. Taru's repairs are complete. Taru and I helped drain the last of water out of the cockpit. The time machine is still stuck in Radikan's wall, but that's a small matter. Taru gazes at the time machine with a satisfied expression. Mari is jumping for joy, and Kuritsu, who ran over as soon as she completed the time leap machine, is visibly relieved. Meanwhile, Suzuha is struggling to attach her mountain bike to the time machine exterior. She likes it so much, she wants to bring it with her to 1975. Cool. Kuritsu is worried that it might cause a time paradox. My heart is still heavy. Should I let Suzuha live like this? I chide myself for the thought. It is not my choice to make. Suzuha isn't from this time. If she doesn't want to stay, then I have no reason to keep her from leaving. Suzuha finishes securing her bicycle and turns to us with a soft smile. It's not the painful, forced smile I saw yesterday. We don't perform a startup test. Activating the time machine would draw too much attention. So we are just going to wing it. Fortunately, we have the time leap machine for insurance. My only regret is that we couldn't find her father. Thanks, guys. I really I can't thank you enough. Don't forget about us. If you want to thank me, then let's make out. Thanks, Taro. Thanks. Control yourself, pervert. The lab mams pat Suzuha on the shoulder and offer words of encouragement, each in his own or her own way. Alright, take this. Suzuha offers me her father's pin. 7010. In the end, we couldn't decipher the inscription. This is for you, Okabe Rintaro. Keep it in the lab, will you? Somewhere out of sight is fine. Suzuha. Is she regretting her decision to leave? Is this pin meant to be proof that Amane Suzuha was here with us in this time? About the pin. Daru hesitates for a moment, then steps forward. Why don't we make duplicates for all the lab mems? Make it our symbol, I guess. Wow, that's a great idea. Fucking told you, man. How unusually thoughtful of you. Ahaha. I don't know what to say. Did Suzuha realize? We already took a picture of it, so keep your pin, Amaneshi. It belonged to your dad, right? Yeah. Okay. Did she realize? She should realize this will lead to a loop. I stay silent. There's nothing I can say. I could stop Suzuha from leaving if I tried, but unless she goes, I can't save Mayuri. Okay, everyone. Ta-ta-da-da. Mayushi has an important announcement to make. Mayushi suddenly raises her hands and calls for attention. As usual, she completely fails to sense the gravity of the situation. Though I suppose it's our fault for not telling her the truth about Suzuha's time machine. In any case, she has my attention. What could her announcement be? Could Mayuri have found out that she is fated to die? I quickly glance at Kuritsu, but she seems just as confused as I am. Then what is it? Actually, Mayushi found Suzu-san's dad. Ooh! How, Mayuri? How? Tell us. Huh? What? Really? Mayuri puffs out her chest proudly. Wanna meet him? You do, don't ya? Well, he's here with us today. It's Daru, right? What? Where? Everyone, including me, starts looking around. Mayuri has us hook, line, and sinker. I scan the empty event hall, but there's no one else here. Where could he be? Allow me to introduce you. Daru-san's dad is... Is that a drum roll? Ta-da! Daru-san's dad is... Mayuri flashes Suzuha a grin. Daru-kun! Told you, man. She thrusts her finger at Daru. Our mouths drop. After awkward silence comes awkward laughter. That joke is not even logical. It's impossible for this pervert to get married in the first place. Hey, that kinda hurts. I completely agree with Christina. Daru is fated to become a wizard when he turns 30. You could be nicer about it, guys, but it's the truth, so I can't object. Daru falls to his hands and knees, devastated. As for Suzuha herself, she clearly doesn't know how to react. You know, my dad wasn't fair. Jeez, you are all so mean to Daru-kun. Mayushi is the only one to stand up for me. You are an angel, Mayushi. Do you love me? No? Hush. Mayushi is 100,000,000% sure that Taru-kun is Suzuha's dad. Okay, what is your proof? I was thinking about the letters on Suzuha's pin. After staring at it really hard, I noticed the 7 in 7010 looked a little weird. It's not a 7, it's a 2. The line fell off the bottom. Oh, cool, Mayuri. Wait, I can't check that image. Eh? Really? Oshima. Okay, 2 makes sense. Yeah, 2 definitely makes sense. Suzuha stares at the inscription on the pin again. It's so small, I can't tell. It's easy to see on the picture we took. 2010, but that's this year. Then what do the letters mean? Oshi. Yeah, Oshi. That's what inscribed on the pin. That's easy. Okabe, Shina, Hashida, Makise, and finally, Amane. What? It was right in front of us all along. We just didn't know where to look. It is our initials? So I was thinking, why 2010? And then I remembered it's the year of all the lab mems. The year of all the lab mems? What happened? Oh, okay, so all of us is like so sad, going to send Suzuha back in time. But then before she stepped in the time machine, Mayuri proclaims to everyone that she has found the... Oh, wait, no. Before that, we were like, we couldn't find the pin. And then Daru was like, hey, what about we make that pin our lab member pin? You know, then we'll remember you always. You know, something like that. And then Mayuri is like, I already found Suzuha's dad. And then she's explaining now. We are all laughing and stuff. And she said it was Daru, by the way. And then she's explaining the 7010 is actually not 7 because it doesn't look like 7 at all. It's actually 2. It's 2020. It's 2010. It's this year. The 2 just fell off the bottom part. And then Oshima, whatever, is Okabe, Shina, Hashida, Makise, and Amane. So in between, I don't know why in between the 3 is gone. But yeah, so that's the meaning. The year of all the lab mems? The Future Gadget Laboratory was founded this year. Daru is the dad, right? Mayuri says she is, so we see how she explains this. So that's what it is. And you know, Suzuha has lots of stories about future Okarin and future Chris-chan, but not a single story about Taru-kun, right? Well, there weren't any about Mayushi either. Taru's observation startles me. It's an obvious thing to wonder about, but it strikes too close to home. Well, Mayushi is a lab man, but I can't make time machines, and I don't like fighting. Of course, I'm not famous. No, the reason there aren't any stories about Mayuri is because she dies in a few hours. Only Koretsu, Suzuha, and I knows that, and we say nothing. But Taru's a super hacker, and Okarin's right arm. He even helped Okarin make phone with Chan. So I thought it was strange Suzu-san didn't know him. Cause Mayuri dies. So you are saying he used a different name. Pero Taito-san helped Okarin found the resistance, right? And he was in Akiba in 2010. And he was able to build his own time machine. And he knew about Okarin's reading spaghetti. Reading Steiner. He knew about it. Does that fit Taru-kun perfectly? She's right. Do you remember the day Suzu-san went to meet her father? She thought she would be at a time machine offline meet. We know about that because we told her. Taru-kun was supposed to be there too, right? That meet was seriously important to the history of Japanese sci-fi. At least I got to sneak in while telling Amaneshi. I don't remember that. It must have happened because of the email I sent. This is the curse of reading Steiner. Although I keep my memories from previous world lines, I don't acquire memories of events on new world lines. Dad told me about that meet when I was little. I don't remember what he said exactly, but I thought I might be able to meet him there. So if I'd been at the meet, everything would have been okay? I don't know. I don't think I'd have picked you out as my dad. Still, the evidence keeps piling up. And there's something, the time machine's name. FG204 something. What was it? FG, see, is his name written over it, man. FG204, 204, second edition, version 2.31. Ooh, that naming sense. It's gotta be Daru. And FG probably stands for Future Gadget. Oh, what FG204 really? Wow, Future Gadget Laboratory was doing great. So Suzuha's time machine is Future Gadget numbers 204. Finally, his name, Barrel Title, has to be Taru-kun. Come to think of it, last night I already asked how to say barrel in Japanese. Barrel is Taru in Japanese, right, Chris-chan? Grizzle nods. Taru. It is a pun. Okay, Suzu-san. Say Hashida Itaru 10 times faster. What? Why? Just say it and find out. Hehehe. Hashida Itaru, Hashida Itaru, Hashida Itaru, Hashida Itaru, Hashida Itaru, Hashida Itaru. Taitaru. Wow, I didn't imagine Mayuri figured this out, man. What the fuck? Out of all the people here. And it proves how useless Okabe is. Like all of them, right? Daru fixed the time machine. Fucking Makise Kurisu do the time leap machine. And then Mayuri fucking finds the father. And Okabe Rintaro does nothing. Just now, didn't it sound like Taitaro? It did. Hashitaitaru. 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 For use? For super use. I can't believe it. But with all this evidence laid out in front of me, I can't deny it either. Everyone's jaws drops again. Only this time, we are staring at Daru and Suzuha. Same hair color, man. You guys didn't notice? I think she looks just like her father. That could just be the placebo effect. But now that you mention it, they kinda do look alike. Gigi already googled it earlier. That's cool. Great work, Mayuri! You'll make a great detective one day! A detective? That's the first time anyone said that! She's such a ditz most of the time, but maybe she is more perceptive than anyone knows. Yeah, she's detailed, right? My daughter? Amaneshi is my daughter? Daru, wide-eyed, points at Suzuha while flapping his lips like a fish out of water. Dad. Could you call me Papa instead? For once in your life, don't be a pervert. Dad. Suzuha tries to hold back her tears but can't. They fall from her eyes and roll down her cheeks. Gross. Ooh. Seeing this, Daru stops his joking and lets Suzuha speak. Dad. I came to see you. In the time machine you built. Yeah. I'm going to finish what you started. I promise. Yeah. Watch over me. Okay? I'm watching. Of course I am. Suzuha walks up to Daru and hugs him gently. Daru awkwardly but firmly hugs her back. Father and daughter, reunited across time. I'm truly glad that we could bring them together. But, by the way, was your mother cute? Request petite girl with cute face and big boobs. Ahaha, that's a secret. This is so sweet. Daru can finally be sweet. This is his redemption arc, man. When Suzuha finally steps away from Daru, she's smiling once again. Well, that takes care of everything I wanted to do on this world line. Guess I should be going. Wait, you're going already? Don't you have more to say to your father? The mother is Mayuri's friend, LL. Oh, big boobs. Where's Okabe's redemption? That's going to have to save until the very last moment, right? What am I doing? Suzuha's mind is set. I know that nothing I can say will convince her to stay. It's madness to even try. If she stays, Mayuri dies. I know that. So why am I trying to stop her? No, I'm fine now. I'm going to get an IBM 500, just like I promised. She looks at us with the face of a warrior, part-time warrior. I'll bring it to you here in Akihabara. That is my duty, and I'll see it through. The rest is up to you. Change the future, please. Nobody speaks, nobody nods. We don't have the words, but she sees it in our faces. Resolve. Suzuha has entrusted us with her will and her mission. We met her gaze, each of us, and silently swear to protect them to the end. The future Suzuha came from is not the future we desire. In Suzuha's time, Taru and I fought to change it. This time, we will make sure it never happens. Mayuri will live, Kurisu will be free. Suzuha will grow up knowing her father. We must change the future, that all these things may come to a pass. Wait, well, see you in 35 years. Though, I guess it'll only be few hours for you guys. Ah, I almost forgot. The time machine gives off terrific ultraviolet rays when it jumps, so make sure not to look directly at it. With that final warning, Suzuha boards the time machine. She waves once, and then the hatch closes behind her. Moments later, the machine comes to life. A shrill alarm starts ringing. There are no other sounds. It makes less noise than I'd expect. People on the street below started shouting and cheering at the satellite's sudden activity. They all look up and point. My phone vibrates. I quickly take it out and open it. The mail is from Suzuha. John title. Thanks. Goodbye. Goodbye. If Suzuha goes to the past again, she's going to be older than Daru. When they meet again, Daru is a baby. She's going to be older than Daru. Well, yeah, for sure, yeah. But she don't know Daru's past. Like she don't know where he was born or something, right? I don't think she'll know. When I failed to stop her on previous world line, she sent me the exact same message before leaving. But this time, the word holds a completely different meaning. I lift my eyes from the message to see the space around the time machine begin to warp. A cocoon of light appears and envelopes the fuselage. Well, I thought you're not supposed to look at it, man. Are you alright, man? I squint my eyes against the brilliance. Suzuha. You'll never see her again. Not this Suzuha. Yes, we can seek her out in our time, and I know that I will make the effort. But the next time we meet, an immense gulf of time will have divided us. No matter how hard we wish it were different, she will not be the girl we knew. All of a sudden, Taro takes a step into the light. Suzuha! I'm sure we'll meet again. I'll do my best until then. I hate myself for not knowing any other way to say it, but I'll do my best. Wow, Daru. I'll do my best. I promise. So Suzuha, do your best too. His words probably can't reach her anymore. As the light grows more and more intense, I raise my hand to shield my eyes. Bathed in radiant particles, the cocoon slowly unfurls. I think she killed Kuritsu in the first time, right? Because that's what happened the first time to her. But what happened? Why did the timeline change? Why didn't Kuritsu die? The next thing I know, Suzuha's time machine has vanished into thin air, leaving a hole the size of a dump truck in Radican's wall. Say it now, she can't hear him. The air is thick with the smell of ozone and seems to pulse softly where the machine stood. We stand there for a while, staring silently at the empty spot while the summer breeze blows gently past, as if the wind were fate itself. Unfortunately, we don't have time to mourn her departure. In about an hour and a half, Moika's crew will attack the lab. Before that happens, we need to acquire the IBM 5100 that Suzuha went to 1975 to obtain. The time machine's sudden disappearance has thrown the area into chaos, which makes it easy for us to slip out unnoticed. See you in 35 years, Suzuha said. 55-year-old Suzuha should be here in Akiba. Before she left, we decided the time machine's disappearance would be her cue to bring the IBM 5100 to the lab. But when we return to the lab, there's no 50-year-old woman waiting for us. It seems that Suzuha hasn't come yet. No more running. Koitsu gasps for breath while Mayuri calmly munches on a banana. As I check the lab for any sign of Suzuha, a red number catches my eye, a line of red numbers. The meter reads 0.337187. Is that different? Divergence hasn't changed. Reading Steiner didn't activate this time, so I suspected that might be the case. Let's think this through. I thought that divergence would change the instant Suzuha obtained an IBM 500 in 1975. But maybe there's something else that needs to happen. Will it change the instant Suzuha hands me the IBM 500? Or will it change when we use the IBM 500 to delete my email from the CERN's database? At any rate, all we can do now is wait for Suzuha to arrive. Wait. What? I'm so sleepy, but I want to watch. Hopefully we can save Mayuri soon. Suzuha is 54 by now, right? After catching his breath, Daru speaks. My daughter is 30 years older than me. I don't know if I want to see that. Feels weird, man. You know, it wouldn't be unusual for her to have grandchildren by that age. You mean I could have great grandkids? I don't know if I'm ready for that, man. Just be super nice to them. That's what grandpas do. Please don't call me grandpa. A knock on the door interrupts their idle chatter. It must be Suzuha. Everyone looks at me. With a strange mixture of anticipation and anxiety, I slowly open the door. Hey, Okabe. Instead of an old woman, we get a wall of muscle. Our disappointment is palpable. Oh, it's you. Aye, have you seen my part-timer? Mr. Braun peeks into the lab. If you are looking for Suzu-san, she went 35 years. Shut up, Mayuri. Koitsu covers Mayuri's mouth. You know something? Where that girl ran off to? She took the last couple days off, and I don't know when she's coming next. She won't even answer her phone. We don't have time for this, but I can't just order him to leave, not unless I want another cracked skull. She said she went back to her hometown. She's probably gone for good. What? You sure? That brat. She didn't say a word to me. The future is is changing. Isn't this proof? On my previous leaps, Mr. Braun never came by the lab. This must be related to Suzuha's trip to 1975. Surely it's a good sign. Now, as long as the attractor field doesn't amend his story again. Mr. Braun sighs, then turns to me with a serious expression. Well, whatever. I've got something for you, Okabe. For me? He hands me an envelope. It's addressed to Okabe in Rintaro, but there's no stamp or postmark. The name... Aww. The name has Hashida Suzu is written on the back. Wow. She took the Hashida name. What is this? It is from the lady who used to own this building. Whoa! Wow! She asked me to give it to you on this day. Huh? Who? How did you know Suzu-san anyway? Suzu-san? Suzu-san, of course! The name of the bag reads Hashida Suzu. Hashida is Taru's surname. Where is she now? Huh? Oh. She passed away 10 years ago. Passed away? She's dead? A wave of dizziness nearly sweeps me off my feet. How old was she? Mid-40s, I think. Oh, so young. The age fits. Thank you for taking care of this letter, Mr. Braun. Huh? Eh? Is it from Suzu-san? Seriously? Why did he have it? Mr. Braun clearly doesn't understand our reaction, and we are not about to explain. I thank him again. He grumbles a bit, then leaves. As soon as he's gone, I break the seal and open the envelope. Inside is a handwritten letters. The characters are slightly messy. It's as if her hand was shaking as she wrote it. Oh, Suzuha knew Daru was the dad, and this is what changed in the future. That she knows Daru is the dad, and she gives the letter. Others have different memory. Our eyes, transfixed, began to read. Okabe Rintaro. Dear Okabe Rintaro. It's me, Amane Suzuha, Hashida Taito's daughter. It's been a long time. Though for you, I'm sure it was only a few hours have passed. The date is June 13th, the year 2000. Meaning I'm writing this 10 years before you read it. I'll get it right to the point. I failed. Jesus Christ. I failed. The date is June 14th, the year 2000. About 9 or 10 years before you read this. I failed. I only remember who I was 1 year ago today. Who I was 1 year ago today? The day Nostradamus said the King of Terror would come. Stupid. King of Terror. He should have come and burned us all away. For 24 years, I forgot who I was. All I could remember was my name. I finally remembered 1 year ago. The day the King of Terror was supposed to come, but didn't. There was no King of Terror, but I want to die. The repairs were incomplete. The time machine malfunctioned. When I arrived in 1975, I couldn't remember anything. They found me lying in the street like a broken doll and took me into a hospital. Now I've been living on my own for years, but that's as Hashida Suzu, a normal person who forgot the duty and mission of Amane Suzuha. I only remembered last year. What's going on, WTF Suzuha? You see now. Jesus Christ. I failed. 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 I'm a failure. Something went wrong. I don't know what. The repairs were incomplete, but it's not Dad's fault. It's mine. I should have gone straight to 1975. I shouldn't have stopped in 2010. But I was selfish, and now the future is doomed. There's no IBM 5100. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For what purpose have I lived to this age? What's going on? Gosh, Suzuha. I forgot my duty and lived a carefree life instead. Now my life has no meaning at all. It's worthless, worthless, worthless. I wish I hadn't remembered. I'm glad I finally remembered. I'm glad I had this chance to say sorry. Forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me, forgive me. My plan failed. I spent this whole year asking myself why. I finally figured it out. If I hadn't postponed my leap to 1975, this wouldn't have happened. Okabe Rintaro, after the offline meet, you stopped me from going to 1975. I was really happy, but that's where it all went wrong. I shouldn't have left. I shouldn't have waited. That was my last chance. That night, there was a thunderstorm. My time machine was flooded. If you can go back to that day, please, please, let me leave. Then I can bring you the IBM 5100. I can fulfill my mission. Please, that's all I want. I promise that. This was his dream. I want to change the future. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. My life was meaningless. Gigi Okabe gonna have to go through everything all over again. But he can't travel back that far. My hands curl, crumpling the page. I realize that I am crying. Suzuha failed. She lost her memory. Her life was meaningless. This can't be happening. Nobody says a word. Their faces, like mine, are frozen in disbelief. I turn to Daru. He is whiter than a sheet. Daru, didn't you fix the time machine? I did. I thought I did. But I mean, that was my first time repairing a time machine. I might have missed something. Missed something? Whatever you missed cost your daughter 24 years of her life. I didn't do it on purpose. Calm down, both of you. Hashira did everything he could. He doesn't deserve your anger, Okabe. How can you be so calm? That's how I am. Sorry. Now calm down. It's not Daru's fault, I know that. But it can't end like this, it can't. What was Suzuha's feeling? What was Suzuha feeling as she wrote this letter? She killed herself, right? I look again at the words scrawled upon the page. Every character resonating with despair. I wanted to welcome her back with a smile. Instead, this. Suzuha is dead. 10 years gone. Wait, how did she die? Don't tell me. Mr. Braun must know what happened. I run to the window and check the street. Mr. Braun is outside, closing the shop. Mr. Braun! I run down the stairs. Okabe, did you hear? That satellite up and disappeared. Everyone is talking about it. I guess it's already made the news. Please, I need to know. Huh? Know what? Hashida Suzu-san. How did she die? Why do you want to know that? He looks at me hard. I met his stare unflinching. I don't know anything about how she died. I need to know what her last moments were like. I feel that it's my duty to know, to engrave her memory into my heart. Sounds like you've got a reason. What I want to know is how you knew her. I don't think you're going to finish soon, by the way. Oh, I think I can, after this scene, I think. I just want to see if the event of MAYURIIII happened again. After that, I think I'll just end the stream. She was an old acquaintance. That's all I can say. A very old acquaintance. But I can still remember the time I spent with her. So please, tell me. I don't like to talk about it, but alright. Listen good, Okabe. I slowly nod, and then I get my answer. It was suicide. Fuck, man. Why is her life so sad? The word drops on my heart like an anvil. My knees give up. I collapse to the pavement. Suicide. She hung herself at home. I was the one who found her. My life was meaningless. I recall the last words she wrote in her letter. Words of unimaginable despair. She didn't deserve so bleak an end. Wow, GG. I know, right? Holy shit. She became unstable about a year before it happened. Before that, she was a nice, cheerful lady. This building was hers. She gave me a place to stay. She had no relatives, you know. Almost no one came to her funeral. It was a sad thing to see. She handed me the letter a week before it happened. Told me to give it to a young man named Okabe Rintaro on this exact day. When you moved in upstairs, I thought Suzusan must have seen the future or something. Enough. I can't take it anymore. I try to stand, but my legs betray me. I stumble, but before I fall, a small body supports my shoulder. Okarin, are you okay? Mayuri. It must be taking all her strength to hold me up. Did Mayuri hear how Suzuha died? Her eyes are wet, her lips are trembling. Still, she is the one supporting me. Mayuri and I bow deeply to Mr. Braun and return to the lab. Man. When we get back, Taro is seated at his computer, head on the table. Koisu is standing in front of the TV, watching an excited reporter talk about Radican. The disappearance of the satellite is huge news, obviously. The lounge is silent, save for the TV. I look at the table. The divergence meter still reads 0.337187%. It hasn't changed since before Suzuha left. What went wrong? I can't go back 10 years with the time leap machine. I can't do anything about Suzuha's death. Should I have stopped her from leaving after all? Maybe then this tragedy wouldn't have happened. No. What choice did I have? I can't save Mayuri without the IBM 5100. Suzuha had to travel to 1975. I consider my options. What if I redo this 2 days again? Could Daru fix the time machine so this doesn't happen? Is fixing the time machine even possible? Daru's skills are second to none, and the time machine was built by his own hand, 26 years in the future. It seems logical that he would be able to fix it, but look at it another way. It took Daru 26 years to learn enough to build the time machine, and he had to reverse engineer Steins to do it. Maybe it is unreasonable to expect our Daru to perform flawless repairs in only 2 days. In that case, can I have Daru use the time leap machine and repeat these 2 days until he repairs it? No, he will have to start from scratch each time. 2 days just aren't enough. I collapse onto the sofa and bury my face in my hands. Mayuri sits next to me and gently rubs my back. I'm grateful for her kindness. I recall what Suzuha wrote. If you can go back to that day, please let me leave. The email I sent. Could that be the cause? On the original world line, Suzuha left to 1975 after failing to meet her father. Unsatisfied with that outcome, I sent an email to convince myself to follow Suzuha and prevent her from leaving. As a result, she remained in 2010 for an additional 4 days. But that night, the time machine was damaged by a thunderstorm. If I hadn't followed Suzuha that day, if I hadn't sent the email to myself, the time machine would have not malfunctioned. She would have arrived safely in 1975. The solution was obvious. I need to cancel that email. But can I really do that? If I change the past so that Suzuha leaves, won't that undo the 4 days we spent together? Our frantic search through the streets of Akiba. Her heartfelt confession on the roof of Radican. Her tearful reunion with her father Daru. All of it will be undone. What do I do? An urgent bulletin pops out on the TV. Suzuha's letter was very oxymoron. What does oxymoron mean, by the way? I look up in surprise. Bomb threat suspense Yamato lines. There, Moika's man will be here any minute. There's no time to think, no time to hesitate. I run downstairs, break into the Bronte workshop and turn on a 42-inch CRT TV. Then I return to the lab and activate the time leap machine. What are you doing, Okabe? Koitsu demands answer. I can see the fear in her eyes. We can't just leave it like this. I have to do something. Okabe. But Okalin, are you sure? Don't try to stop me, Mayuri. I can't let this stand. There are two options. I can cancel the D-mail that convinced me to pursue Suzuha. Sending a contradictory D-mail should do the trick. Or I can time leap again to prevent Suzuha from leaving. Two options, but really just one. Do not hesitate, Okabe Rintaro. Hesitation is unforgivable. You already know what you must do. Stop pursuit. Last mail. It's sun trap. Should be enough to convince me to let Suzuha go. Koitsu, you're good at remembering dates, aren't you? Huh? Well, sure. When did we throw that party for Suzuha? 4 days ago, August 9th. You're sending a D-mail, Okalin? But wouldn't that make everything disappear? You will, Mayuri. 4 days. It may not sound like much, but in that time, we forged a definite bond with Suzuha. To send this D-mail is to sever that bond. I know that. But this is the only choice I have. I set the phone wave to 97 hours ago. This D-mail should arrive a few hours before the first. Now I just have to send it. Save Mayuri. That is my purpose. That is what drove me to leap through time. I'll do whatever it takes to save her. This is just one more sacrifice. Erase the time you spent with Suzuha. Destroy whatever bond you had. Send the D-mail. Push the button. Isn't that what Suzuha wants? You'll be saving her from 25 years of loneliness. From ending her life in utter despair. Save Suzuha. Save Mayuri. This is the right thing to do. This is right. But is it really? Is erasing those memories really the right thing to do? Isn't that just running away from reality? Shouldn't I try time leaping first? Maybe there's another way. What should I do? What's the right choice? Stop, you're starting to doubt. Oh, we have a choice here. This is the first gameplay in the whole 10 streams, man. Fuck. Stop, you're starting to doubt. Is there a way? 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 Won't going back kill Mayuri? Fuck, man, what do I do? Think of Mayuri. Alright. Oh, I realized I muted the game the whole time. Alright, let's send it. I start up the microwave. The discharge begins immediately. I place my thumb on the send button. Are you sure? Mayuri's voice is choked with tears. Our memories with Suzu-san will disappear. Is that really okay? Memories flash through my head. Being with you guys, even just for a little while, was great. I'm going to finish what you started, Dad. I promise. I thought cliffhanger, but I know you won't do that. Well, see you in 35 years, though I guess it will only be a few hours for you guys. Change the future. Please. Suzuha, I've made my choice. I won't ask you for your forgiveness. Ultimately, I'm doing this to save Mayuri. But at the same time, the words you spoke on that rooftop are still strong in my heart. You entrusted me your hope for the future. If I am to honor that wish and fulfill mine, then the time we spent together can never have happened. Ooh, that's a lot. The world shatters into geometric shapes that expand and contract like rubber toys. Alright, I think we can save now. I'll end it here. Fuck, it's more and more heavy each episode. I just hope it doesn't kill Mayuri. I don't think it will. Yeah, but like which means that in this timeline, Suzuha never know that her dad is Daru. Daru never know that his daughter is Suzuha. We never know that Suzuha has such a sad background. You know that crap. And I, my character, the worst of all, have to live with all this guilt inside of him. Man. Like, I mean, like, Okabe is dumb and all that stuff, but damn, imagine living like that. Imagine remember the things that no one remembers. All the tragic and PTSD, you know. Damn. Anyway, so let's call it a day. Damn. We'll see what happens next. Maybe we save Mayuri, hopefully, by doing that. But we sacrifice our relationship with Suzuha. Yeah, so yeah, it's super heavy. I've seen the ending, so I feel like that choice is the breaking point. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, I have a friend who is kind of like that. What do you mean? Like what? Yeah, that was very heavy-hearted. Damn. I don't know, man. Stupid. Oh, you mean Chunibyo? Anyway, I'll call it a day. Like Okabe. Yeah, Chunibyo. Yeah, I'll call it a day. So, thanks for watching today. Thanks for tuning in. So, I'll see you on the next one. And until then, have a good time. Good night too. Yeah, so bye bye.